Good evening, wonderful people. Great Biafrans, as we do every evening of every day, sometimes in the morning as well. We welcome you, each and every one of you. Wherever you may be, in your place of work, in your place of residence, even those of you who may be in a place of worship. As long as you have internet connectivity, you must and should be able to connect to Radio Biafra by going to www.radiobiafra.co. Radio Biafra is also live and direct across Biafra land on CHK 102.1. We are simply unstoppable. The sooner they realize it in the Zoological Republic, the more they make a fool of themselves by lying, the more they appear wretched and pathetic before the whole world. I cannot believe that journalists are going about writing nonsense and saying Radio Biafra is off air. Who told you that nonsense, that we're off air? Who told you that rubbish? We have the right to upgrade. We have the right to maintain. There is no electricity. So sometimes our generator just stops working because there's no petrol. How difficult is that for some of these baboons and monkeys to understand? Radio Biafra is unstoppable. CHK 102.1. We are re-engineering our stations. You can't do anything about it. Nothing. We have to broadcast. That is exactly what we're doing this evening, and the whole world is listening. However, you have chosen to listen to Radio Biafra, please tell those around you, tell your friends and your family, tell them to congregate, tell them to gather. Tell them to go to CHK 102.1 Biafra FM. Tell them, please, to take down these telephone numbers I'm going to give to you. For some of you, I don't know how they charge it, but this is for you to confirm that the zoo is lying. If you call these numbers I'm going to give you now, you will be listening to Radio Biafra. You will. I didn't say to call the studio. It's a particular line. If you call it, you'll be here to let you know. Some of you are saying, oh, we don't know how to get it. This is another way to get it. I don't know the deal you have with your providers, but people in America and in some parts of Europe, you can call this number if you have what is called contract arrangement with your provider. They can give you maybe an allowance of 1,000 minutes a month or maybe 2,000. Some are unlimited. If you call, it's free. But back in the Zoological Republic and Biafra land, it may cost you something, but that is to confirm. Anytime they say, oh, Radio Biafra is off, we've stopped it, you can call this number to confirm. No matter where you are, you can be in Kotangora. It doesn't matter. As long as you call this number, you can confirm if Radio Biafra is live on air or not. The number is, get your pen and paper, please. This is the number to call. If you call this number now, you will be listening to Radio Biafra. Call your friends and your family and tell them, I said we have new technology. They are wasting their time, their precious time and their money. I'm telling you the truth. They are, because they can't stop us. Nobody can. They have not given birth to you. What are you going to do? You can't stop Radio Biafra. Nobody can. Man did not ask us to come. Only Chukwu Abiyama did. So stop wasting your time. We have technology beyond the wildest imagination of cattle headers and cattle raiders. Do they know we are Biafrans at all? I don't think they know. We are Biafrans. We don't. This is 21st century. All those things we've gone beyond that rubbish. I say we have gone beyond that nonsense. For goodness sake, we are civilized and we are learned. Where did we go to school? Are you telling me that after struggling and coming, my parents paying for me to come abroad to come and study? After studying, then Alamajiri, Nachinama would then defeat? It's impossible now. It's impossible. Alamajiri that didn't go to school will somehow outthink or outsmart us. It is not possible. Impossible. If they like, let them go and hire white contractors If they like, let them go and hire white people to hack for them to try to block us. It will never work. They sold Satlink to RR Media, double R. They said it's an American living in Israel. It's through Dangote, that's how they made it. We are investigating them. And they're in one almighty mess. Because RR Media should have inherited Satlink contracts as well. But they decided to cut hours. But today we're not broadcasting. Call anywhere. Our main hubs, they will tell you. Call, they will tell you tonight. Call on Walan, they will tell you that we are live and direct. The whole world is listening. Online as well. Let me give you the number before I forget. 01, don't worry, no 009 or anything. Just dial this number straight the way I'm giving it to you. If you want to confirm that Radio Biafra is live, give it to Yoruba and Hausa people, let them call it and then listen. 01 440 5217. I repeat, 01 440 5217. Anybody anywhere in the zoo, if you call that number, you will be hearing Radio Biafra now live and direct. We also have another number, 01 4405 213. I repeat, 01 4405 213. If you call any of these two numbers now as an experiment, you'll be hearing my voice. How are they going to stop it? This is how foolish they are. If you stop everything else, how can you stop people making a phone call? You can't do anything about it. You cannot. That is how foolish this whole nonsense, how Safrani Alamajiri is doing that, I find baffling. You didn't go to school with it. You are not learned and we are. You are not civilized, but we are. How can you defeat us? The same thing that white people you're going to employ to work for you, what they know, we also know. So, I feel sorry for the zoo because the zoo must fall. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, some of you. Wherever you are on this planet, we're welcoming you. We are live and we are direct and everywhere is shaking as usual. We are trending number one everywhere in the world. We don't have any equal. Number one, I said. Everywhere around the globe is Biafra. I said, America is on fire, waiting for the pedophile to come in. Everywhere is buzzing. Instead of these people to confront the truth that is staring them in the face, they duck and they dive and they lie. Sedition, inflammatory, seditious, inflammatory, treasonable. All these useless people who didn't go to school. How do you know the meaning of the word sedition? Are you educated? Are you sure you went to school? Because we are telling the world the truth that your so-called president is a pedophile. That is sedition in your language, lunatics. Black baboons and monkeys. That is why you are in Africa, wretched and very poor. Poor, wretched black people. Incapable of discernment. You cannot reason. Wretched, I said. Intellectually backwards black people are. If you open your mouth after listening to Radio Biafra, you draw a very pathetic conclusion that we are seditious. That means you're a very foolish human being. You are foolish. Incendiary, they said. Because we are asking you, where is all that money that was meant to go paying teacher salary that you stole and ran abroad? It's inflammatory. Because we speak the truth. And you cannot handle it. You can't handle it. Children of darkness. You cannot comprehend light. The whole world is listening. I said everywhere people are listening. All over, everywhere. My good. Everywhere is on fire. Have you called our band? They say we are not on. Have you called Igbo? They say we are not on. Have you called on HIV virus? They say we are not on. Have you called Nnewi now? They say we are not on. I don't know why people are so foolish. They lie. A newspaper, a journalist can stand up and write nonsense, rubbish. People read and believe such. Today we are upping our game. I want to tell every journalist in the zoo, I want this advertised everywhere. I want every journalist in the Zoological Republic, please. Always have this number handy. Anytime they lie to you, oh, Radio Biafra is off, it's no longer broadcasting, you call this number to find out if it's true or not. 0144052217. I repeat, 0144052217. Call that number, you will know we are live and direct 24/7. 24. How can we stop? Do you stop breathing? The answer is no. How then can we stop preaching this very gospel? If they say we are educated, yes. If they say we are arrogant, we say yes, because we are educated. Why shouldn't we be? So why shouldn't we be? I'm asking you. We are polished. You are not. We are civilized and you're not. So why shouldn't we be arrogant? Well, why not? I'm asking you. Are you learned? If you are, then pick up the phone and call. Kaga say within 5 minutes. This is Radio Biafra. We must continue to do our work because heaven is watching. Heaven is presiding, please. These are the numbers for you to call. I read newspapers from the zoo online. We have stopped. At last, they have succeeded. It's a lie. I don't know how people who claim they are journalists can get up and write rubbish. You got up in the morning, you did not get Radio Biafra. So bloody what, I ask you? Don't you know there's fuel scarcity? There's no petrol around. I don't think they understand. So you think we are miracle workers? 24/7. In your light, in your house right now, do you have light? So, don't you know that our system, they run on generator? You don't know that? Sometimes the petrol finishes diesel. We have to go and buy diesel. Don't you know that? Once the diesel finishes, or we have some maintenance work to do. Oh, it's down. They have succeeded. Anyway, of course, you're black. What do you expect? We must continue this evening. Allow me to welcome each and every one of you, wherever you are. Welcome people around you as well. Tell them that very radio station that seeks the destruction of the zoological, I say it categorical. Our mission is to get Biafra. I have my own personal Nnamdi Kanu mission. Not IPOB is to get Biafra and live happily ever after for everybody. Personally speaking, I have an agenda. My agenda is to make sure that the word Nigeria never exists, that the zoo is broken into pieces. That is how much I hate Nigeria. People don't understand. I hate Nigeria with a passion. You can't understand it. I don't expect you to. You have to be hardcore to understand what I'm saying. I despise the Zoological Republic. If you like anybody that killed 6 million of your people, then you are sick. You are demented. Asking Benjamin Netanyahu to please like Nazi party in Germany, then you are a mad human being. They killed our women. They killed our innocent children. You love them. Then you are sick in the head. You are not well. Reconciliation, my foot. Useless people. Allow us to continue, please. They said we are inflammatory, and rightfully so. When you have lost 6 million of your people, you have every reason to become inflamed with passion. I said before Tuesday, Chukwu Kikabema willing, will restore our satellite services. We are working very hard. You know who we are. Do you think we sleep? Those that know, they know we don't sleep. We are working round the clock to restore our satellite services. I have given you 2 telephone numbers this evening. If you doubt, anytime you have a doubt, if you call that number, you can be listening to Radio Biafra live. The number is 0144052217 for people in the Zoological Republic and in Biafra land. 0144052217. The other one is 0144052213. I repeat, 0144052213. Call any of these numbers Right now, you'll be listening to Radio Biafra on your ordinary phone. Then you know how serious we are. How can they stop such a thing? Do you know what we plan to introduce? No, they don't know. They are wasting their time, wasting their money and their resources. There is debate being held everywhere around the place. People are holding debate, talking about what we are doing, trying, of course, as best as they can to see if they can make sense of what we are doing. We must continue. We need to continue. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct. And Chukwu Okike Abiyama is, of course, presiding over our proceedings here. Things are happening, everywhere. They're holding a debate. You remember that Hausa fathered idiot that wrote the APC chieftain, Igbo APC chieftain in Yoruba land in Lagos. I wonder how many Yoruba APC chieftains you have at Enugu. That is how foolish people are. He says his name is Joy Igbo. I don't know. I don't want to mention such people, but he wrote a very scathing article about it, which I welcome. I love it. I love it. Today, I will read for you very briefly what the idiot is saying before I go on to pray. Radio Biafra is putting our people in constant danger with what they are saying. So we are asking for Biafra. And somehow asking for your freedom is putting people in danger. Do you see the way black people reason? When I say it, people accuse me of being derogatory towards black people. I'm a black person myself. I'm from Africa. But something is wrong with us. I struggle to understand why a black person cannot reason like a human being. Instead, I've chosen to reason like a baboon. Let me repeat what the idiot said. Radio Biafra is putting our people in constant danger with what they are saying. What are we saying? That we are defending freedom. That we are in search of freedom. By speaking the truth, you are putting their lives in danger. Oh dear, only in Africa, isn't it? Where, if you speak the truth, you put people's life in danger. He went on to say this very baboon in Lagos. My worry is that we may not have it so smooth. He's now sounding a bit conciliatory. He cannot come into Biafra land. No. He will not. Write it down somewhere. You see this particular, him and his family can never come to Biafra land. Even if I'm dying tomorrow, I'll write it down as an instruction. He will never, ever come into Biafra land. If he comes in there, he'll be killed. He can't come to Biafra land. We will set an example with him. That's what that's my learn. My worry is that we may not have it so smooth, judging from history. Let's do it in a civil way. Let's have a dialogue. Let's debate this. You and who is debating? You and who? Do you debate the last time you were writing that rubbish? So why didn't you call for debate then? Than writing the usual junk you come as black baboons from Africa, incapable of reason. You don't think properly. Why didn't you come up and say, I want to debate this Biafra? Let's debate it. You did what every monkey, black monkey from Africa would do. Black monkey from Africa. That is why you are backwards. That is why you are ill-mannered. That is why you are not well developed in terms of your thinking faculty. That is why you have no water, you have no electricity, you have no good schools, you have no bridges. That is why you are swimming in an ocean of poverty and deprivation because you're a black African. You cannot reason. I don't spare ignorant people because I don't even spare my own self. Why do you think we have achieved what we have achieved with little or nothing? Why? Why, I ask you? Because we believe in hard work. Because we don't think like your typical black, useless African people. We reason like human beings. Here. Radio Biafra, IPOB. We reason like, we look at the feasibility of everything. We are highly analytical. That is why today we are more popular than BBC. What do we have? We don't have anything. But we are more popular than BBC. Do you know why? Because we don't reason like your typical black, useless African. No, we don't. Never. Biafra can never be like any African country. It's impossible. That is why we groom our people to reason like civilized beings. Biafra can never ever be like any other hopelessly impoverished African country. Impossible. Instead, we stop what we're doing and go and sleep. Impossible. I must pray to Chukwu in heaven. But before I do so, I must remind those of you, there are some people in the habit, once, they go to school, they come out, because everybody's a thief. They say, oh, they are fraudsters. They are trying to defraud people. They are trying to, this Igbo thing, this is our Igbo. We are doing Igbo. They are doing Biafra. This is our Igbo thing. They want to confuse. I look at the idiots. One fool today made the mistake by writing and saying that they are fraudsters. They want to defraud people. I said to the baboon, how many fraudsters do you know that run any concern, an organization that is more popular than the BBC? The idiot shut up immediately. That's what you need to say to them. How many fraudsters do you know in the zoo? You have Voice of Nigeria. You have Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. All of that nonsense, can it make an impact worldwide? The answer is zero. Radio Biafra is run by fraudsters, you said, yes, according to your zoo balance, yes. But we are more popular than BBC. End of story, isn't it? Very simple. That's how you answer idiots. Because the little child is a baboon. They can't reason very well. His monkey come and chop banana, and then you have banana honey in there. We must continue. Chukwu Kikabem in heaven, we honor thee, we worship thee. That we have defeated the zoological republic in this very war of the propagation of the gospel that you commanded we must preach is something that calls for the praise of your name and not that of man. Therefore, this very evening, the same way you have guided us, we cried, we wept. We said, no, they cannot prevail over us. We triumphed over them, not because we possess any magical powers, but because of your grace, your adoring love, your protection where we are. That is why we maintain that we have no other person, no other entity, no other being apart from you. Chukwu okike abịama, the almighty creator. If you come close to him, you will know him. We honor thee and we worship you. The white man call you God. Your name is Chukwu okike abịama. We cannot thank you enough. We cannot adore you enough. I thank you for giving us the brain to reason and to discern, not the brain of a monkey and a baboon from Africa. We thank you for that. That these very children you have raised to restore your kingdom upon the face of the earth will not ever, ever by your own grace, not that of man, retreat nor surrender. We want to worship you. I want to worship you the same way that Eri did thousands of years ago. I want to worship you the same way that Arodi did thousands upon thousands of years ago. I want to worship you to pray the type of prayer that my ancestors prayed when they crossed the Omambala River to settle in Umueri and Aguleri. I want to do that type of prayer. I want to pray it. They made that prayer possible because they were free men. I cannot worship you when I am a slave in the zoo. I can only honor and adore you as a free person. Allow me to test what it means like to worship you as a free man. I want to honor thee. I want to dance on the street because I'm praising you. I want the world to see how special you are to us. Please guide and protect us. Secure this very endeavor that only you ordained should take place. Allow your mercy to come down upon us. Allow our enemies to be comprehensively disgraced and defeated. That your name may be uplifted to the adoration of everybody who is Biafran, to every child that will be born in this generation, even the next, until time that no one can even remember, because we won't be alive till then. That every blessed day of the existence of that very entity of yours, the Republic of Biafra, that your holy name will be praised in purity, that your holy name will be praised with every mercy, with every love, with every adulation, that your name will be glorified and will be honored before the men and women of this very planet, so that they will rise up and say, in the time of our fathers, he was merciful and kind to us. Let that be their prayer. Let that be their offering of thanks to you. Let your name reverberate forever and ever. He said, my name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, worldwide. If you go online, you type in IPOB, you will find us. ipob.org.org. You may find other IPOBs because our Hausa is busy at work. As I told you before, they have spoken to them. Our Igbo, Hausa, steady. They'll be talking. We know who they are, and very soon their names will be given to the army of Biafra. We must deal with them. Every saboteur must fall. Before we commence our march, they must fall. They are working with Hausa Fulani to destabilize what we are doing. It's their job. Their fathers did the same before them. Their grandchildren, some of them, they're now doing the same. Okpa Biaseka did it. Okpa Biaseka was the template. If you are against Biafra, the zoo will take care of you. It happened to Okpa Biaseka. The same thing happened with Martin Elechi, the outgoing or the previous governor of Ebonyi State. These are arch traitors and saboteurs during the war. They survived it by working with Hausa Fulani that masterminded the death of their own people. Ike, Oma, Sanda, Wachugu, all of them. Today they're enjoying life because we let them. But not for long, I hope. This very gospel must be preached. Our men are ready on the ground. My goodness me. We are ready, ever ready for any eventuality. We want to be left alone. The bottom line is we want to be left alone. Nothing more, nothing less. I command the armies of Biafra, so also do I direct Radio Biafra by the grace of heaven, not of this very earth. I will serve you today diligently, honestly, and wholeheartedly, not knowing corruption, remaining whiter than white and whiter than snow until this very endeavor is accomplished by his grace and not that of man. I will proceed this very evening to present our news headlines and accompanying news summary. As always, the zoo, they keep lying, we keep compounding them. All the newspapers like Premium Times that wrote all that rubbish, Vanguard, This Day, all of them, the Sahara reporters that publish nonsense. If you go now and listen, call your correspondents, they will tell you. Enugu will be live on Tuesday or thereabout. Don't worry about that. We are working very, very hard. Extremely hard. What we have, you don't have it. In terms of resilience, never say die attitude. Resilience. That is how we are training all of these hardcore. We call them hardcore because they are under oath and they will never fail. They never ever fail. We give one simple command. Everywhere we are trending at number one, including Biafra. I saw you today, even in the dirtiest city in the world. Biafra was number one. I have the picture here to prove it. Number one. When we say something is being, these are the hardcore, those that tweet. Umuchineke. Anybody who goes and have been tweeting since yesterday is a child of heaven. A child of heaven. I have all your names. Those that retweet, those that follow, those that retweet. Almost 5,000 of them. I have them. I have your names. Some of you are following me. Nearly 7,000. I have it. Every blessed day is growing. All they do is to retweet. Don't do anything. Open up a Twitter account and retweet. That's all. Your job is done. Biafra, everywhere around the world is Biafra. Who are these people they want to know? And then they listen to us. We are more popular than BBC, even on tuning. Independent, nobody. By how many people that listen to you, they determine which is the favorite station, and it is Radio Biafra. It's there for a reason. And we are here for a purpose. Our purpose is to restore our nation to its former glory before Frederick Lugard came. Frederick Lugard being a British soldier of fortune that goes about stealing and robbing people for the crown in England. Let's continue. We'll present our news headlines and accompanying the summary this very evening, and nothing changes, of course. Nothing changes. They said they're holding a debate to look at Radio Biafra, to be or not to be. You know, this banning of, you can't ban us, so talk about something else. If it's to stop Radio Biafra, you are wasting your time. There is a standing instruction. If anybody comes out into your village looking for the place our transmitter, our relay station is kept, kill that person is an order. If they come with police, kill them and bury them so they won't come again. It's an order. A direct order. We will kill them and will not tell anybody. We are making it very clear, very, very open. We don't believe in shackling people. I believe in freedom of speech. You can say, if you go to my wall on Facebook, or people write whatever rubbish they want to write, you have the right to say so. But can you defend what you're saying? That's all. I don't believe in censoring people. There's no need for it. Why are they trying to shut us up? They can't do it. It's a standing order. If anybody comes with a clipboard writing, asking questions, can we, or carrying an equipment, looking at equipment with a needle on it, trying to show them somewhere, Unubuonyo will kill the person immediately and bury the idiot alive, if need be. If they are sending you from NBC, your life is in danger. I'm warning you. Your life is in danger. You don't come to stop us from preaching this gospel. You cannot be snooping around our villages, trying to locate where our mass are. I am broadcasting into Biafra land, my own nation, my country, not yours. Not yours. Not your own. Anything you like in the zoo, you can do. But in Biafra land, anything I like, I can do. It's my nation, is where I was born, where I will die, and where I'll be buried. Understand it very well. I don't need anybody's permission to do anything in my father's land. You are drunk. When the white man came, did he come with any visa? The answer is no. When the British came, did they come with visa? The answer is no. Pure no. They came, they pillaged, they stole, and they ran away. And created the monstrosity, the rubbish you call Nigeria, producing criminals every blessed day. Fraudsters and thieves every day of their lives. I have said it before. If you see, if once somebody says I'm a Nigerian, lock the person up in your kitchen. He's a thief. Once they say I'm a Nigerian, lock the door. The person is a rogue. He's a thief. Complete thief. Seize them where they are. Because everything Nigeria is criminality. That is what they don't want to hear. Oh, they are seditious. They don't want to tell the world that we are speaking the truth. But do we care? The answer is no. I don't give a damn. If you know me, you know I don't care. I take the war into enemy territory. I don't care. Like Igbo, I told Igbo people, you are in Lagos because of 4-bedroom flat at Idioroko. Your life will be lost because you're a fool. They killed you before. You ran to the same place. They killed you again. You ran back again to go and build hotel. How about again we water? You're a fool. Think I feel sorry for them. They can go to hell, all of them. Because you have face me, I face you, somewhere around that, Papa. Because of that, one Nigeria, I have my investment. Get away from my face, you're an animal. Let's continue this Radio Biafra. Finally, Radio Biafra is off the airwaves. Is that correct? Because we blog our news here, therefore we report everything that we see. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. We speak the truth. They are saying today that Radio Biafra is off the airwaves, and I'm asking you, is that correct where you are in Biafra land? Because if it is, my inbox will be, I have a screen here with all my inbox messages coming in. Is here, people are listening. Live and direct. In Biafra land. They claim they are journalists, they can't even bother to find out. And I have said to them, if you want to know if Radio Biafra is live or not, call 014405217. Don't add anything to it. Don't think it's US number. Start saying 00944. No. The number is, just dial it as you say it. It's a zoo number. 014405217. Or you call 014405213. Call any of those numbers, you see us there. Not nonsense. Finally, Radio Biafra is off the airwaves. Can you believe such rubbish? A lie. Let us continue. Why Buhari should leave Radio Biafra alone by an Hausa man, Farouk Perogi, PhD. If to Yoruba or Hausa, I don't know. He says he's a doctorate degree holder. I don't know which. He says he's PhD. Farouk Perogi. Sounds more like Opakogi. Amandianese. Don't know. Mama Hausa or Europe. Nobody knows. One thing you know is that he's a baboon or monkey in the zoo. We shall read what this baboon has to say. Why Buhari should leave Radio Biafra alone by Farouk Perogi. We also continue. Igbo youths caution on Nnamdi Kanu on his Radio Biafra broadcast. That is the saying where we come from. They have stolen so much that their children, they had no choice than to be corrupt. But we are going to teach them a lesson that they will never forget. We are going to teach them a very serious lesson. These are the aspiring up and coming thieves. What is our share? Up and coming thieves. Little kids, they have started stealing at that very age. Resource control. Resource control. Resource control at a very young age. A thief in the making. In the olden days, they'll be sold as slaves. In the olden days, if they give you bread and they give you egg, you take the egg. At a very small age now, they wear resource control hat. Looking for oil. Looking for commission from oil companies. In Igbo land, they have them. They say that Igbo youths, part of Ohaneze, the same way that their fathers have been stealing is how they want to continue stealing. They don't know who we are. We are coming. When we come, they will know. They them be talking now. They can talk all they like, but we are coming with fire and brimstone. Then they will know how serious we are. They think it's a joke. I want them to go and look at what came out at Aba. If I gave the order that day for Aba to be burnt down, all these idiots or Hanese youths, if you are there, your children, go and want them to shut up. They must shut up immediately. I will shut it for them. They are mad. At a very young age. You cannot see the shame and disgrace Ohanese and Igbo is to the whole world. It's a shame and disgraceful organization full of criminals. Compromise the interest of your people. Your children are being killed. You cannot speak. He used to go and talk about money, how to share money. Ndara. Everywhere, lunatics. Everywhere. Scavenging for peanuts. Scavengers they are. Even the little children. Ohanese youth to walk. They shouldn't annoy us. They shouldn't. Caution Nnamdi Kanu on Radio Biafra broadcast. Lunatics everywhere. Buhari's government after me. Despite how I helped them to power. Hausa is now confessing. Dasuki. He claimed he was working for Jonathan. Jonathan being the fool that he is, went and employed an Hausa man to be his security advisor. But he has confessed he was working for Hausa Fulani. They say it open. It's very open now. Look at Buhari. He surrounded himself with only Hausa people, chief of staff, Hausa, Nevo. Everything is Hausa Fulani. They don't give a damn. The man is on his way to America. We have a reception party waiting for him now. We want to show Americans how mad we are. We want to let the world know how mad IPOB is for the freedom of their people. There is nothing we will not do to get off. Nothing. When you're prison yard, we will fill every prison yard in the world. Don't worry about that. We just want to be left alone. Just leave us alone the way we were before Lugard came. Nigeria has no history. The history of Nigeria starts with a white man, and the white man came. Is that how you describe indigenous people? I want to please, can you tell me the history of Nigeria? And the white man came with a ship. They packed their ship. They said they brought salt and they want palm oil. From there, they came inside. From inside, they started to take our resources. Is that how things are done where you come from? Is that how things are done where you come from? This is a man being pursued now by this terrorist who doesn't know he's a Democrat. You know, they salute him. You know, he has an ADC, aide de camp. Wow, civilian president. Oh, dear me. Who is Obama's ADC? Or Angela Merkel's ADC? Or David Cameron's ADC? Can you tell me, please? There's nobody. But this baboon with 40 heads of cattle has an ADC because they are not civilized people and can never ever be. The former head of National Defense Advisor, you know this? No, you know, they copy everything from America. They sit down, they watch CNBC or they watch CNN. They see a program, an American man comes on the TV to say they copy that position. Chief Security Advisor. On what? Where were you when Boko Haram came? Chief Security Advisor, man. Kevin. Oh, dear me. It's another money sharing formula. His name is Dasuki. He is saying that Buhari is after me, despite how I helped him to rig election. Confession. But he was working for Jonathan, you know. But Jonathan wouldn't listen. The very representation of imbecility. If there is one. Buhari goes to America. Remember Eddie Murphy going to America? Do you remember that movie? Some of you may be too young to remember it. We watched it. Going to America, Eddie Murphy. And that lady now, I don't know what her name is. Today, can you believe somebody from Daura that when he was growing up, he was driving cattle. He was a cattle rearer. All of a sudden, he finds himself in America as a head of state. Not only that, he is an unreformed pedophile, a child rapist. I have been asking American Senator John McCain, how are you going to shake the hands of a child rapist? Just explain that to me. This man coming towards you, his name is Muhammadu Buhari. He's a child rapist. How are you going to welcome him into your office? Knowing fully well that the person you're looking at is a child molester that got a baby pregnant at the age of 12. Do you understand what I'm saying? We must continue. This is Radio Biafra. The pedophile and terrorist is in America, and if you have continued tweeting, I didn't say if you, that is why I like Amaka very well. She tweets all the time, and a few other people. So also the one that goes by Joe12_Hill. These people are tweeting 24/7. It doesn't cost you anything to tweet. 24/7 they're pumping out tweets. 24 messages are going out. America is now getting saturated with the fact that a pedophile is in their midst. Now, I'm sure there is a law in America that prevents people of such very duplicitous and dubious disposition not to travel into the USA. So why are they letting it? Okay, sorry, Obama invited him. He's going to see Obama. He's going to stay at Blair House, something that is a rare honor. Somebody who overthrew a democratically elected government. Somebody who said an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North. We've been tweeting that, of course. Somebody who said he wants to spread Sharia law. Of course, he will stay at Blair House. Or maybe Margaret Thatcher House. Who knows? Because he is the closest dictator that Obama can work with. I was reading the other day that there was airstrikes in Syria. Before that, we are doing airstrikes to strike who is Assad, a very strong man. I commend him. Assad is very strong. On the other hand, they are now bombing ISIS, fighting. Oh God, confused people, very, very confused. Buhari is in America, the terrorist and pedophile, and we have been welcoming him in America. He will see a welcome party, IPOB. We are waiting for him there now. We just want to prove to Buhari that we are everywhere. You know, if we don't give him a very fine Biafran welcome into America, he won't understand it. We need to make him understand that we are everywhere in the world. Anywhere he goes to, we mobilize against him. Anywhere. he goes to. We left him when he came to England because we just wanted him to pack into Asorok. Then we deal with him and we will keep dealing with him until he dies in office. Okay, We'll die there. Or he will allow Biafra. No, it is not his gift, but he must be amenable to the emergence of Biafra because nothing can stop it. I say nothing can stop it. Absolutely. They think we are not, you see, the mistake they are making is to think that we are okay, we are normal. You know, they are doing it. Owazurike did it and he went and I have told them before that I am not Owazurike, Ifajuna, Lebanya, and can never be. The difference is very, very clear. And I will tell you one, like, he's a poor man from a very wretched, poor family. Freedom fighting. A poor, wretched man can never check the history of freedom fighting in the whole world and their leaders. Not from hungry homes. Go and ask anybody, anywhere, any day. A poor person cannot lead a freedom fighting outfit. It's impossible. An idiot who didn't go to school claim he read law when he read political science. He's telling you that he's a freedom fighter. Who told you that? Who told you? Why can you lead people? Because you never had it before. Was that not what happened? But look at us. Some of but we are more popular than BBC. That tells you all you need to know about us, who we are. Imagine when we have funds with the right equipment. Remember what I told? We are going to defeat Buhari comprehensively in this media war. Number one, I want him to be in humiliation. That's number one. To tell them that all the money they have stolen, all the oil money, all the gas money cannot stop Radio Biafra from transmitting. Any company we go to, they buy over. It doesn't matter. They will buy every company in the world until we then develop our own, which they cannot buy. They are in for one horrible, horrible shock. I tell you. They don't know who we are, do they? I don't think so. This is Radio Biafra. We're live and direct. Buhari's son is also traveling. You know, all those Igbo people, including Ikedife, including Ngige, including Bilie Animal Rights Initiative and their radio station, all these Buhari supporting Biafrans. None of them was invited, but Buhari took his son. You have seen people traveling all over the world for summit before. I'm sure most of you have seen Chancellor Merkel travel. You have seen, I think it's Francois Hollande travel from the French president. You have also seen the Swedish Prime Minister. You have no doubt seen maybe the Prime Minister of the Netherlands. You have seen the British Prime Minister. Please, 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 I beg of you. How many of them before has ever traveled with their child on an official state engagement? Do you know why his child is coming along? He believes in, he's a feudalist. There's something called a feudal system. You know, you have monarchy, you have oligarchy, you have feudalism, you have republicanism, and then you have theocracy. All these things I've mentioned, feudalism is the land ownership, the rulership of the very few. They own everything. And then you come and do Rankadede. He believes that after him, the son will take over. That is why he's going with the son term. Have you ever seen such useless people before? And the media will not say, but there is something wrong with you going with your son, you know. This is a country, not a family business, but they're clapping. Oh, he's with his son. Oh, he's traveling with Mohammed. They are together. Hey, yeah. And when I call them baboons and monkeys, they get upset. But your behavior is that of a baboon and a monkey because you don't reason. What is this man doing with his son on an official state tour? I apologize. I don't expect you to understand. You are black, you are stupid, and you're from Africa. I don't expect you to understand. No, I don't. This UG, black. Let's continue, please. Everywhere is buzzing because we speak the truth. If you get upset at the way we talk, do you have light in your village? 21st century. When you can buy one photovoltaic, only one sheet, you have at least one bulb working. Do you have light in your village? The answer is no. Capital N-O. How about drinking water? No. Can I come to your house? Yeah, there are good roads leading to your house. The answer is no. Then what are you good for then? Baboon and monkey. Baboons and monkeys criticize Buhari over northern government. Baboons, by baboons and monkeys, I mean Nigerians. They behave like animals, so we call them baboons and monkeys. For your own information, before you start getting upset that we are calling them baboons and monkeys, always realize that the name you're answering now was given to you by your parents or you picked it up yourself. Is that correct? There is a species of animal that, in fact, every other animal, that's how you know an animal. Any name you give it, it will answer. If you buy your snake and call it Linda, it will answer. If you say Linda, Linda come, Linda will come to you. After all, Linda means snake. Is that not correct? Yes. If you come to your house now, you see your door. You say, oh, you name your door Louis. You come home and say, oh, Louis, open. Louis won't talk to you. He's an inanimate object. He won't listen to you. But if you have a dog inside the house and the dog is named Louis, he wants to say Louis, he will start barking and shaking the tail. He's an animal, isn't it? Therefore, an animal is something you can give a name to and it will respond to you. The same way that Africans are. The white man came from Europe, said, your name is Gold Coast. You answer, okay, I'm a Gold Coastian. Your name is Niger. You say, okay, I'm from Niger. C'est pas français. The other people from the other side, your name is Nigeria because you're English. You say, oh, we are Nigerians. I want you to understand, for you to solve the deficiency in the brain of a black person, you need to show them a mirror. Remind them of their stupidity and they begin to change. They begin to reason. Don't pamper them. You are beautiful. You are black and you're beautiful. For how many centuries now you are being told you are black and beautiful, yet you're scrambling to come to Europe to do security guard, to clean toilet, to sweep the road, and to do care work after risking your life. But you are black and beautiful. It's better you tell people the truth. It may be painful, but that truth will set them free. They are criticizing the pedophile and terrorist over northern government. They are there, they are quiet. Buhari is appointing his kingsmen, appointing his people. Nobody is complaining. This man is taking, there is something called ethics of office. Ethics. E-T-H-I-C-S. Ethics of office. Which country in the world have you seen a man traveling with the sun, for goodness sake? You should have got no black people. Which country in the world is that? Or official state visit? You travel with your child. Who are you? Now you see why we call you baboons and monkeys. You don't reason. And reason according to my own favorite author. Not favorite in the sense that female author, Mary Wollstonecraft. I told you she wrote a book called The Rights of Women. Go and read it. My professor at school, Professor Ann Phillips, I took her course, The Rights of Women. And it was very, very compelling. Compellingly engaging, I'm telling you the truth. It's amazing course. Brilliant woman, white woman. Brilliant tutor and lecturer. She introduced us to a book by Mary Wollstonecraft. If you look, you need to read the book. The way she dissected women of Europe. Dissected them from head to toe. And say you don't behave like human beings. Because you come into a room and a man is standing up doesn't accord or afford you any modicum of respect or equality. It means the man sees you as somebody who is almost paraplegic. Earn your own respect. Start to reason, because reason is what makes you human. Not because you're a human being. Black people from Africa, they expect when you see them, because they have hands, they have head, they have nose, they can breathe, they can walk. They expect respect. Respect is earned. You earn it. We did not just fold our hands and say, oh, we want to be loved or liked more than BBC. We worked hard for it. We earned it. That's why we're the #1 trending radio station in the world. I say the whole world. For your information. So much for fraudsters, isn't it? Let's continue. This Radio Biafra. Gunmen abduct OD committee chairman. And when I give you this news in greater detail, you will understand why. You will understand why. Gunmen abduct OD committee chairman. Islamic group appeals to Boko Haram regarding the Salah. They appeal to Boko Haram. Appeal. No longer we crush them, we bomb them, we use air raid. The Nigerian armed forces, they are fighting very hard. They are struggling. They are going to attack from the top. They come from the... Now they are begging. Please, oh, can you stop killing us? But when you went to kill Muhammad Yusuf, you didn't know. You didn't plead with him. That is why that is zoo. When you hear, when they want to start this, a typical baboon, a typical black idiot from Africa. When they want to start all this, their nonsense, they never reason. Oh, we are going to get you. Our government, we are ready. We have Mopol. We have civilian group. We have road safety. We have nurses and doctors as well. When they are boasting, they don't know. At the sight of one bomb, they take off. They start running. If ordinary Boko Haram can build toy bomb, imagine what Biafrans can do. Imagine what we are doing to you. You can't even take us down. Imagine when we use our resources to go and build bombs, what will happen to you? You will sink overnight. They don't know who we are. I like it this way. For them to be, leave them down there. They can't do anything down radio. I love it that way. Omega Vamnanya. When we unleash the anger of over 2 million youths on you, then you will know how serious things are. I promised you Somalia. And heaven knows I will give you Somalia. I'm telling you. By the time it's all done, Somalia will be better than you. You will go back to the dark ages because you are baboons and monkeys. Everything Nigerian is a baboon or a monkey. Primitive, they think they know. Very, very primitive people. So primitive and timid. Primitive and timid people. Somebody rose up and said, I am your president. By the way, I'm going to see Obama and my son is coming with me. That is what is newsworthy. Do you understand, Mr. or Mrs. Journalist? Buhari, the terrorist, taking the son to America is newsworthy because it shouldn't happen. Let me teach you your jobs, Ndara. Youth unemployment frightens me, according to the terrorist and pedophile, Buhari. Those are his titles. He's a pedophile, and we've been reminding America that he is. And I told him that the worst mistake you ever made was to take over from Jonathan. Jonathan was finding it very hot now. The worst mistake you ever made was to take over from Jonathan. It doesn't matter who is there. If you like, go and put my father there, he will get the same treatment as you're getting. It's nothing personal. Because we want the zoo to fall. The name Nigeria, I want it erased from history books. I hate it so much that I don't want to even hear it. I hate hearing it. For information. That's how much I hate it. The same way some of you hate Biafra is how I hate you 10 times over. If you don't know, let me tell you. Just say we preach hate. You preach hate. And then you are preaching hate. So you don't hate me? Oh, you love me? Lunatics. Regbeshala, not cause of unemployed salaries according to the chief imam. Maybe this one is a Muslim. Very soon, Muslims defend Muslims, Christians defend Christians. They said that Akwa Ibom State jet. This is a place where some people can't even afford 3 square meals a day. But those are the corals of power. They have private jets. He's a good friend of ours, Akpabio. I'm so disappointed. He's now a senator. Akpabio is a senator now. They're asking him where is the private jet of Akwa Ibom. It's like having a mayor in a city in Europe with a private aircraft purchased from the funds and the grants that the local government gets, local authority, or maybe a county council in England. The leader of the county council, you go and buy an aeroplane. Because the estate you have in the zoo is equivalent or less than the local government you have in England. Imagine the head of the local council, local authority going to buy aircraft. And now, where is the aircraft? It's missing. A whole aircraft is missing. Oh, dear me. That is why they said they should shut Radio Biafra, because the whole world is listening. We are telling the world what is happening in the place that the British named Nigeria, a name that has no meaning. There is a state in Nigeria they call Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom is actually in Biafra land, where we come from, part of Biafra land. But under the regime, under the authority, under the governance, under the political system of the damnation, the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, you can leave office and so with the jet you bought on behalf of the public. In Akwa Ibom is missing. The jet is missing. It has been converted, more or less. It's now a private personal property. Welcome to politics in Africa. Welcome to politics in the zoo they call Nigeria. That is why we call them baboons and monkeys. You buy something in the name of the public as you're living, you take it with you. Nobody, no auditor general. Nobody comes to audit anything. Depends on who you know. Let's continue. In the zoo and 11 other editors research in Kenya. Research. School of Advanced International Studies. Select 12 senior editors and producers, including a Nigerian, Mr. Chido Onomatu, understudy Kenya, whatever rubbish that means. We shall go into it in details later. It sounds very interesting. Maybe after going to Kenya, maybe Americans have been hearing what we are saying about the poor quality journalism. So they are now taking, as I told you before, you know, you have journalists inside the zoo called, they don't know what to report. They are afraid. If we write now, SSS will come to us, so Mamaneka will be suffering when I'm in prison. And he's a journalist. So they write rubbish. The world is wanting to know how the zoo performs. I am putting together the names of all the people assassinated by the heads of state of the zoo called Nigeria. Men that spoke the truth and they killed them, and women as well. So that is why Arebeshola fires back at teachers. Teachers fires back at Arebeshola. Oshomole attacks the Okonji-Iweala. Okonji-Iweala responds. Is that news? People are hungry. You must write about stories and look for solutions to prompt people's conscience. Ask yourself, Buhari taking the son to America, is that how to run a country or government? That is newsworthy. Maybe now they're sending them to go back to school. The same way they're sending their soldiers to go back to school to go and learn how to fire a pistol. Maybe that's what there's something that they're doing now to show them how to be good journalists. In Kenya, they said it's John Hopkins Foundation, or is it scholarship? How David Mark doubled National Assembly budget and enthroned secrecy. Even when you look at them, you will know. There is something almost satanic about a black man, you know. There's a bit of evil, a black man. When you look at those at the so-called high office in the zoo, House of Assembly, House of Reps, there is just look at them very well. And you wonder, can anything good come out of these people? I don't think so. I don't think so. My goodness. In 8 years, there is no landmark bill. They passed a bill, freedom of information. You can ask for any information. But meanwhile, a civilian president has ADC, aide de camp, as if they're in a military barracks in a war situation. Look at people that claim they went to school. Oh, I went to University of Ile-Ife. I'm a lawyer. But Buhari is going to America with his son. Do you think that is constitutional? Do you think somebody being in power without appointing ministers that is constitutional? Do you think somebody selling oil on his own, pocketing all the money is constitutional? No. They won't ask that question. Oh, give him a chance. So give him a chance. Advice to the zoo president, the pedophile Buhari, to close BBC Hausa service first before closing Radio Biafra, according to somebody from Niger Delta, so-called, for clarity purposes. It's from Southern Biafra. He wrote a piece for the online reporter saying, first of all, close Hausa Fulani BBC Hausa service that they used to control you. And lastly but not the least, Dr. Ike Dife, the leader of the saboteurs and enemy of Biafra, a member of APC, has disassociated itself from Radio Biafra. We abandoned them long time ago. Much of them we left them long time ago. Compromise, Igbo people, and compromise. That is why the world doesn't take you seriously. Because you're not strong mentally. You turn to saboteur or you run away. They have changed. We have his picture here at Biafra Herald, shaking the hand of the terrorist and pedophile. They say that in Bilia Animal Rights, you disassociate yourself from Radio Biafra that built you up in the first place. Without Radio Biafra, there would be no Bilia Animal Rights in the first. There will be none. Nobody will know them. I wasted my time, my money, and my effort thinking I was working with human beings, not knowing these are hungry, wretched people. Today they're in APC, Biafra APC, Ndara. Let us continue. You disassociate yourself, telling Sun newspaper to write such garbage. They don't want to come out and say they're against Radio Biafra, of course, because we don't deal kindly with their proprietor or whoever owns them. We don't condone corruption. All the nonsense they've been writing, none of them has ever come out to say that Radio Biafra is fiercely against corruption. They will never tell you. Why? Because they are black people. That is in their nature. They can't help it. It's black. That's the way we are. If you see a road that is straight, somehow you say it's crooked, but it's straight. It's our nature. And that is why black people are poor. That is why Africa is poor. Because of the innate wickedness of a black man. Wicked people there. Very, very wicked. You can never speak the truth. When you see that people are being maltreated, you can never rise up and say that what is going on here is not good. Never. He said, leave it to God. Let God be the judge. Let God the judge. Let God the judge. They think I'll spare them. I don't spare idiocy. This is Radio Biafra. With the time now standing at exactly 17 minutes past 8 p.m. in the evening here in the kingdom, we must go on to present our news in greater detail. The whole world is listening. Our Fulani with their Yoruba co-conspirators. They say, they are off air. They are no longer. Who told you that rubbish? The world listens to Radio Biafra. You don't like it because you want us to be like a typical African media outfit, condoning rubbish, condoning evil, not being able to sanitize their people, not being able to educate them as to how to run a civil society. No, you will just be trudging along and doing advert. We don't do advert. We tell you the truth. The news in greater detail, please. Wherever you are, if you are listening, then we welcome you. We are live and we are direct. Finally, Radio Biafra is off the air, which is a lie. This is what a newspaper is writing for their readers. Just confusing people all the time. That's the way they are. That's how they make their money. By lying. The zoo government, which is Nigeria. When I say zoo, it means Nigeria. When I say baboons and monkeys, I'm talking about Nigerians, those that call themselves Nigerians. They are the baboons and the monkeys because they can never reason very well. Despite oil revenue worth trillions of dollars, they still don't have electricity. They still cannot get potable drinking water. Are they human beings? Of course they are not. The zoo government appears to have finally succeeded in taking the pirate channel Radio Biafra off the airwaves. Pirate. They are so daft, aren't they? You know, they hear English language, piracy, and it sounds nice. They just copy. Tell me the meaning of it. Pirate. We have not taken over any of their systems. Is our own. We are not feeding off anything that they have. Everything we have is ours. So how can we be pirate? But they are ill-educated. They don't know. Please don't blame them. That is why we call them baboons and monkeys. They just use English words and without knowing the meaning of it. Let's continue. It appears the zoo government have finally succeeded in taking the pirate channel Radio Biafra of the airwaves in southeast of the country. We are also in the whole of Biafra land. South too. Igbo is now vibrating. Okay, so I do apologize. Southeastern part means everybody. No longer the nonsensical south. Do you see how daft they are? Now, let me also tell the world why we call them baboons and monkeys, you see. You know your geographical point, the cardinal points, north, south, east, and west, northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. No. In the zoo called Nigeria, they added another one called south. Oh, so you don't know? Yes, there is. There's a cardinal point inside the zoo called Nigeria that they refer to south. It never exists any other place on earth, which means it doesn't exist. And rightfully so. Dumb people. They said that Radio Biafra is off the airwaves in the entire southeast of the zoo after earlier claims turned out to be false. At 7:30 a.m. today, the broadcaster was off the air in Nnewi, Anambra State, where one of Premium Times reporters monitored from. It was the first time the channel signal will be off in the last 1 week. The government initial claims of jamming the transmission and seizing Radio Biafra equipment were untrue on Friday night. At least they acknowledge that the zoo is lying. To have seized their equipment, they are lying. They are liars and cheats. The Director General of the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, Emeka Mba, another Igbo fool, of course, on Chenyana Zinonogeri. So don't blame him. He's trying to feed his family. He's a very poor man. Without this job, he will have nothing to live on. So you can forgive him. On Friday said the commission has stopped the transmission signal of Radio Biafra. Mr. Mba also said the radio's operators had been arrested. Let's continue, which is a lie, of course. Working with security operatives, the commission has also tracked down, neutralized, and confiscated transmitter equipment from several locations in the region. Also a lie. They are liars. The world is listening. That very place you call Nigeria, I don't know how you do business with them. Anybody who tells you he's a Nigerian, don't do business with him or her. That person is a rogue, is a thief, and will rob you. Don't do business with them. Working with security operatives, the commission has also tracked down, neutralized, and confiscated transmitter equipment from several locations in the region. Some suspects involved in the illicit, what's illicit about it? Broadcasts have also been arrested and taken to Abuja for questioning and prosecution. The commission has also worked with other agencies to remove the transmissions of the illegal station from satellite, and this has put paid to the divisive and disruptive transmission. They say it is divisive because I'm telling them the truth that the Southern of Sokoto is anti-Igbo. He said it with his own mouth. Buhari said it's him. Buhari, I can't give you such credit because you're not well learned. You cannot speak such grammar as the Southern of Sokoto, with all due respect. They said it has put paid to the divisive and disruptive. Divisive is my opinion. The editorial board opinion. What IPOB wants me to transmit to the world, that's what I do. Or else they will come on air and tell me. Or they will inbox me and say, don't do this. And then that's it. If it has merit, we don't do it. They said we are disruptive and divisive. Yes, we want to divide from the zoo. Yes, we want to disrupt the setting in the zoo that allows corruption to flourish. So you are right. We are disruptive. Yes, we are disrupting corruption. So you're correct. However, by 10:08 p.m. on Friday, hours after the NBC statement was released, the pirate, they call us pirate, very soon to Buccaneer radio station. The pirate radio station, according to a Premium Times Southeast correspondent, was still blaring its message in at least one location in the Southeast, in Nnewi, in Anambra State. The head of the channel, Nnamdi Kanu, was at the time receiving calls from listeners and also mocking the government. He said the antics of the government was making the station even more popular. No, it is not. It is showcasing the zoo as a place, as the home of baboons and monkeys. Why don't you write what we say? That we call you baboons and monkeys because you can't reason very well. Is that divisive and what's it called? Divisive and disruptive? Because somebody is telling you that you look like, and not just you. I'm not talking about your looks. Some of you are very good looking, handsome or beautiful. I'm not saying that. Not within that context of physical appearance. It's what you have in your brain. Tell the world that you are monkeys and baboons, and then they will know. They will know. And if you go to hear them, they are so ashamed of themselves. You know, when they come out and they want to, I've been listening to radio, you know, the white man will tell them, I've been listening to Radio Biafra, you know. Are you people really baboons and monkeys? They will, oh, bring them, let's kill them. They're insulting the country. Because they've been stung, you see, with the truth. We must continue. Why the pedophile and terrorist should leave Radio Biafra alone, by Farouk A. Perogi, PhD. I wasn't aware there was an insurgent radio station called Radio Biafra until the zoo government gave it visibility and legitimacy by publicly claiming to have jammed it and by responding to its broadcast after its supposed jam. I imagine this is the case for most baboons and monkeys. He calls himself a Nigerian. It doesn't matter if you have PhD or not. If you are a Nigerian, you're a monkey, you're a baboon. That's who you are, because you can't reason very well. I will ask you again, can you please give me the history of this your beautiful, lovely country called Nigeria? It started when the white man came. Are you a white man? The answer is no. Then give me the history of the people based on your ancestry. You don't have it. Because your great-grandfather never knew anything called Nigeria. Therefore, you are a baboon and a monkey. You are the creation of the Caucasian race. You are artificially manufactured. You are like a laboratory animal conjured up in a test tube somewhere. Maybe by Dr. Jekyll, or is it Hyde? We must continue. In an ironic way, the zoo government has helped to popularize a previously marginal rebel radio. We are not marginal, and will never be. This is Radio Biafra. You listen in secret. You think we don't know? Ndoshi. Perhaps the clearest indication of the rising popularity of the radio station is in the aftermath of its putative electronic jamming is that when you type Radio B on Google search box, Radio Biafra appears as the first autocomplete prediction on Google. Once you type Radio B, it's Radio Biafra, they will tell you. This shows that over the past few days, there has been an exponential spike in the number of searches for Radio Biafra on Google all over the world. Of course, there has to be. We are popular. Number one. More popular than the BBC. So what do you expect? According to Google, the search queries that you see as part of autocomplete reflect what other people are searching for and the content of web pages. There are so many things that are defective in government's handling of Radio Biafra issue. First, government overestimated the power and reach of the radio station. This overestimation caused it to react. You know, he's a Yoruba man writing, so you can please forgive him. He's Yoruba. They have a natural tendency inbuilt, jealousy, a hint of it. They had Radio Kudirat. Nobody was complaining. Radio Kudirat was broadcasting. Nobody complained. They were supporting it. Oh, it's very good. No, it's doing very well. Come and listen at night. Now our own is on the air. Yoruba will kick against it. It's in their nature. It's their style. Backstabbing cowards. They cannot recover Kwara State, can they? Lauren is gone forever. Gone and gone forever. They said they overestimated the success of Radio Biafra. The Minister of Information grandstanded about having successfully jammed Radio Biafra signal, but a BBC reporter in Enugu said he could receive the radio signal as of July 15, 2015. Sorry, July 15. Yeah, that's correct. July 15, 2015. In any case, jamming a radio signal in this digital age is frankly laughable, and he's correct. And that's where I stop. Trying to jam Radio Biafra in this digital age, you are making a pathetic joke of yourselves because you will never succeed. We are Biafrans. This is not 1967, you know, with the go condemn. No. The world has moved on. Now you have us. Indigenous people of Biafra. Formidable. We are about to show the pedophile and terrorists in America, what we are made up of. Or what we are made of course. Igbo youths, under the auspices of the Ohaneze Igbo youth, have cautioned Mr. Nnamdi Kanu of Radio Biafra not to incite Igbo against the president or any part of Nigeria, even if they have the right to express their views. Ohaneze, their children, the children of those rogues I tell you about, the same criminals with their 2x2, the Zambia near Idiroko in Lagos. You have an investment money in Lagos or the no. 4 room bungalow, 4 rooms. Face me, I face you. I have investment in Lagos. Because of that, they want to be as corrupt as their fathers. They want to be as compromised, as irrelevant, and as useless as Ohaneze and Igbo. Their children are growing up, you know. Can you see Buhari taking the child to America, training the child on how to do terrorism, how to be a pedophile, how to kill 1 or 2 people here and there, how to groom him to be a cold-hearted killer. Same way Ohaneze is grooming up their own children to steal, how to go to Abuja, how to beg, how to take your own agenda instead of the wider public agenda, how to backstab. It's all there now. It's called grooming. Now, Ohaneze and Dioshi and Ndiama, they have groomed their children, they have risen up. They have now decided to speak. They never said anything about Ekulobia, Boko Haram coming to Ekulobia. When Ezu River happened, I went to Ezu River. They never did. There are now 53 bodies in the mortuary at Enugu. They cannot say anything. There is chronic unemployment. Their sisters are harlots by virtue of the poor education system in the zoo. They can't say anything. But they are saying something. They say the Igbo youth on that. IGBO. They disappoint you. If you follow Igbo, they will disappoint you. Follow a Biafran. A Biafran will never let you down. Once it's Igbo, IGBO. Let's continue. These views should not create undue hoopla in the nation. Igbo have sacrificed a lot for Nigeria, for the zoo, and are even the owners of the zoo. They said the Igbo people are the owners of Nigeria, considering their size, population, and struggle for independence by their forebears. Are they well at all? Radio Biafra is making many people rich. Because of radio, the Yoruba man that spoke earlier said that Radio Biafra is, is inconsequential? I don't know if he said is it inconsequential? I think something like that. But yet the owners, the former management of Satlink, they are now millionaires because they've been bought over by KK Media? Let me get it correct. The people that bought them over. Is it KK Media that bought them, or is it RR Media? One of those bought them in Israel. They bought them over. They are now millionaires. So if you want to make your money now, make sure you prepare to be a saboteur. If you want to make money now, run to Abuja or run to the nearest SSO. Say, I know what to do. Please give me some money. I want to go out and say that Igbo youths are not with Radio Biafra. How much do you have there? He will say, let me speak to my Oga. Oga will bring out maybe 10,000. I say, will 10,000 be enough? Okay, increase it now. Make it 15. Oh, Igbo youth, oh. You try that 15,000 naira or Wapunizi. Then give the journalist from Yoruba land 5,000 naira. Please write something for me. Say that we are against Radio Biafra and what Nnamdi Kanu is doing. Says Igbo youth. So is next time when he wants to go and behave like his father or Hanese people, compromised old fools, he will now go to Abuja and say, oh, you don't remember me? I'm the one now that gave that interview. He will get a copy of the newspaper. He will say, can't you see? We are attacking them as well. If you know what we're going to, please give us some money. Typical Igbo youngster. I will tell you what they are going to do. These people now today, they are waiting. As soon as the terrorist comes back, they will rush to Abuja to go and get their own share. We can do a wrecking job. Oh. Then they are getting hand. They think we are joking. They will know. Lunatics. You want to be like your fathers. Igbo youth, my foot. When I warned you about Igbo, you didn't believe me, did you? Anything I tell you is correct. After that broke up, oh, but you are Igbo now. Why are you saying this? Oh, I said, forget that rubbish. I am a Biafran. I speak Igbo language. My primary loyalty lies with Biafra, not with Igbo. Igbo is a language and not a nation. For your information, for your own consumption, I told you, IGBO, they will disappoint you. Look at Obaro Mwaka that should be radicals. Children that should be radicals coming out and saying we want things to be better for ourselves and for our people. They say, don't say anything against the president. If I meet you, I ask you, are you a Biafran? You say, oh, I'm Igbo. You are possessed by the devil. This is Radio Biafra. Buhari's government after me, despite how I helped them into power. Former National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki, who was released on Friday by the State Security Services SSS after a 24-hour siege on his Abuja residence, has accused the terrorist and pedophile Muhammadu Buhari's administration of witch hunt, saying he was badly treated despite his efforts at being fair to all while in office. But National Security Advisor, what do you arrest people as well? Maybe he does have his own private army. Everywhere is armed. DSSS, AK-47. Even an ambulance service, they also carry guns. Everybody has a gun. Yeah, there is no security. Being typical black people, nobody can come down and say the reason why there is insecurity is because people don't actually have jobs to go to. If you go to work in the morning, you start to work at 7, you finish maybe around, if you do extra shift, around 7 in the evening, as most of us did when we were students here in the UK. You work for nearly 12, 13, 14, if it's 17 hours. What time do you have to plan armed robbery? Because when you come back, you want to be with your family, you want to see your children, your wife, you want to rest. What time do you have for armed robbery? That was why the old saying goes, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. People are unemployed. There are no jobs. What do you expect them to do? This one is a national security advising on what? All these problems you have besetting Black Africa, magnified in the failures of the damnable zoological republic, could have been eradicated had their so-called leaders had the interest of the people at heart, or had the people who held them to account. The people don't hold their leaders to account. Oh, leave it now. It's our turn. It's from my village. It's our turn. But the man from your village is a thief. Oh, no, leave it. Oh, hey, leave it. Even abroad where you are, they steal as well. Leave it. Oh. That's why have you ever engaged black African blacks before in a discussion? You want to pull your eyes out. After the experience, you begin to wonder whatever created these things. The way they reason. Oh, dear me. Oh, dear me. He said it was fair to all. I was fair to all as the National Security Advisor, even when I had security cause to act on some issues. Security cause means I can ask somebody to go and arrest them. Security advisor. I did not arrest some of you, even when I had reason to. Had they arrested Buhari Buhari says I make inflammatory and I incite people. But you were inciting Boko Haram. When you said an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North, nobody reports it. All the journalists, they see it. These days, I tweeted it today. If you go to my tweet handle at Nnamdi Kanu 1, you will see it there. It was retweeted today. Buhari made it very clear. You should not, Jonathan, don't attack Boko Haram. If you do, it's an attack against all of us, myself included. That means a Boko Haramite now. He belongs to Boko Haram. Is in his own words. This day newspaper. You know what they did? After we reported also on Aisha being underage, then when they started to fabricate stories, they are now buying over, giving money to Google to pull everything regarding Aisha Buhari away from the internet. So people won't find it. But there is one thing we have against them that they can't escape. And I won't tell them now, or else they'll go and use their money to go and bribe them out. Aisha, were you raped at the age of 9 or not? Did Buhari get you pregnant at the age of 12 or not? Simple, straightforward question. This one says it's NSA. Even when I had cause to arrest them, I did not. How come they are treating me this way? The pedophile and terrorist Muhammadu Buhari is traveling to Washington, D.C. tomorrow. Maybe they've taken off now. On a visit that is sure to positively reset the button of the zoo-United States relationship. This will be President Buhari's first visit to the U.S. as the elected leader of the world's largest black... Oh dear. Sycophantic journalism. My goodness me. This will be the terrorist's first visit to the USA as the elected leader of the world's largest and most foolish black nation and Africa's biggest economy. Biggest economy. That the lower denominations of the currency is no longer in use. Some of your children will be born, they won't know what kobo looks like. The lowest unit. They will never see 1 naira in their lifetime. They will never see, let's start from 1 kobo. They will never see 5 kobo. I'm telling you what we saw. In fact, there was a time there was 3 kobo. There was 1 kobo, 3 kobo, 5 kobo, 10 kobo. There was 25 kobo. There was 50. Then there was 1 naira. Kids will never see that, will they? The world, Africa's biggest economy. Biggest economy because you only sell oil and gas from Biafra land. Without oil and gas from Biafra land, you are all wretched paupers. All of you. Without Biafra land, Dangote today will be chasing wild cattle from one barren part of the desert to the other. That is why they're holding on very tenaciously. But we need to fight harder to make sure we disengage them. We disengage them. Watch and see what is going to happen. Just watch and see what is going to happen. The timing, they said, in addition to several hours of engagement with President Obama and other key officials inside the White House, the terrorist and pedophile will also engage with Vice President Joe Biden, Secretary of State John Kerry, congressional caucuses and leaders, the defense establishment, the private sector, and the baboons and monkeys in the diaspora. He has gone there. As they will trail it, isn't it? We expect them to. We do. Now, let us tell you the list of those who are with him and how many Igbo men that are there. You will expect Ngige. The way Ngige served him, you will expect Ngige to do that. You will expect Billion Animal Rights to be there. Fake Biafrans. Using Biafra to serve Hausa Flanicos. And they got 1 week. They will die disgracefully and miserably. I assure them. They know if we fight to the finish. We don't stop halfway. We fight to the finish. They will die shamefully and disgracefully. Where are you today? You would have thought that Abong Awasa will be with them. He's now a disgrace. They don't want him anymore. They don't want him anymore. All the work he did for his people. Awasa Fulani man. Let me give you the list of those traveling with the pedophile and terrorist, Muhammadu Buhari, the head of state of the zoo. Yusuf Buhari, the son. Number 1. Omaru Tanko Al-Makura, Awasa Fulani. Adams Oshomole is a Bini man from Edo. Kashim Shetima, Awasa Fulani. Abiola Adeyemi Ajimobi, Muslim, Yoruba. Godwin Emefiele. Heaven knows where that one comes from. I have no idea. Rotimi Amechi, that one is half Yoruba, half Niger Delta. Oh, Lord. He's an Igbo man. He says he's not Igbo. His name is Chibika Amechi, but they call him Rotimi. So by the name they have given him, we believe he's a Yoruba. So we say Yoruba Igbo going as well. Senator Hadi Sirika, Ambassador Paul Bulus, Z, whatever that means. Ambassador Ayodele Oke, Alhaji Aliyu Ismaila, Ambassador A.A. Musa, Ambassador G.B. Igali, Aliyu Yahaya Guzo, Dr. Mahmoud, all Hausa Fulani. Hausa Fulani with Yoruba. Ngige is not here. Oh, you know, the president will come to you later. He will do something for you. It's our turn. When it's our turn, we take our nonsense. Rubbish. The former thieving governor of Abia State. I know the fool very well. A proper bona fide rogue. They used the fool in PDP. Is it AMPP? They say, oh, he's the presidential candidate. Just as a joke. As a complete, utter joke. None of them is here. Oh, my goodness me. Very sad indeed. Ambassador Lawal Kazure, Air Commodore Bali, Rimi Bashir Abubakar, Lawal Abubakar, Abdul Karim Daura, my goodness, Hausa Kabi, in fact, an Hausa entourage traveling to the USA. Hausa Fulani entourage. Do you know that the journalists cannot ask this man, but why are you disproportionately allocating? I thought you talked about federal character before, that in everything you do, you should reflect Nigeria. Is that not correct? Comprising of baboons and monkeys from everywhere. How come in your own time, you only concentrate on your own people? Nobody will ask him, they're afraid of him. He will arrest us. So, you know, he's Buhari. He's a toughie, he will arrest us. Radio Biafra, we say what they cannot say. What they are incapable of saying. There is no Dozie Kedif. He didn't go with them. Despite campaigning for him, shaking his hand, saying we are lawyers. They didn't take him. Nobody from animal rights went. Oh, dear me. Very, very sad indeed. Extremely sad. But can they help it? Of course not. They can't help it. They cannot help it. We must continue. Baboons and monkeys called Nigerians have taken to social media to criticize the pedophile and terrorist Muhammadu Buhari for appointing another northerner into a key position. Abdullahi Ghana Muhammadu, who becomes the new commandant general of the Zoo Security and Defense Corps, comes from Muye in Lapai, local government area of Niger State. He succeeded Dr. Bolurin. The presidency has recently dismissed claims that the pedophile Buhari is implementing a northern agenda in his political appointments. However, baboons and monkeys have some other points of view. People are reporting, I am no longer comfortable with our president in his appointment of persons into political offices. It seems to me it's a northern affairs rather than Nigeria. Another baboon is writing. He's called Ndamati Kennedy, writing from Iguacha. That's how foolish they are. They never reason very well. Typical baboon. No spine, no backbone, no resilience, nothing. Because they're waiting for resource control. Gunmen abduct OD, committee chairman. This news is very, very important. Please, I want our people to pay very close attention to it. This very piece of news goes to underline, to underscore everything we preach on Radio Biafra regarding the restoration of the Republic of Biafra. The purity that needs to be truthfulness, purity of thought, philosophy, and consistency of ideology. Or else you fall to pieces. OD is an example. I will read it to you. OD community in Bayelsa State has been thrown into confusion following the abduction of Compensation Fund Disbursement Committee Chairman. Compensation. Compensate you for what? Do you see what happens when you chase resource control? This OD is in Jonathan's state, the ex-president of the zoo. They are busy chasing money instead of their freedom. And this is what happens when you abandon your freedom to be looking for money, resource control, compensation. Compensate you for what? I keep asking. OD. Let's continue. The chairman is Professor Zibokere Daukiye. He was abducted by unidentified gunmen. He is the chairman of the Compensation Funds Disbursement Committee. So every month, people will just gather, no job, nothing. You don't go to work. You're waiting for money, disbursement, compensation. Compensate you for what? I'm asking you. You don't ask for roads, for bridges, for schools, for hospitals. Oh, dear me. Oh, God. Sometimes it's a big being a black person can be very demoralizing sometimes, you know. He's a professor, you know that? So instead of him to say to these people giving them money, rather than give us money, we want schools, we need hospitals, we need bridges, we need libraries, we need capital investment, we need water works. They say give us our own share. He is the one that gives the money to people. They've abducted him. The riverine community has been engulfed in crisis since 1999 when federal troops under President Olusegun Obasanjo bombarded the area. Did you hear about it? No. Obasanjo sent in bombers to bomb the place where innocent civilians are living. The same thing that pedophile did the other day. And terrorist Buhari in Akwa Ibom and Cross River. They bombed OD and they killed people. Who sent them in? Yoruba man, Obasanjo, to OD in Bayelsa. So when Bayelsa people talk about, not Bayelsa, not all of them, very few of them, this Biafra of a thing that they are discussing, this one Nigeria. But Obasanjo was a Nigerian. Obasanjo was the person that sent in bombers to come and kill your mothers and your fathers in OD. What did you do? Nothing. You rise up, you say you believe in one Nigeria. That is why I have drawn my conclusion that there is something wrong with the brain of a black person. Inability to reason. The community was awarded 37.6 billion by a federal high court in Iguacha, River State, but was later paid 15 billion by the government after negotiation. But the court had already awarded. This is something I don't understand in front of the war. Of course, they are free to negotiate. They gave them 15 billion. The 15 billion compensation paid the community by the government after a series of legal action had also unsettled the people in the area, following alleged, it's the zoo, diversion of the money. Fraud came in. Now, you Biafrans, you understand why we do things the way we do it. Now you know. They ask for money. Instead of asking for bridges, for roads, for schools, for electricity, for power supply, no, not at all. They wanted money, cash, so they can run to Iguacha and buy a piece of land and build their own house and be walking about every day with resource control hat, looking for where to go and get resource control money. They were given 15 billion after the court awarded them 37.6 billion. And the money was, part of it was stolen, which is normal. It's happening inside Nigeria, isn't it? So the money must go missing. And it's gone missing. Oh dear me. It was gathered that the chairman of the disbursement board, Daikiye, amidst the controversies, was appointed by stakeholders in the community to manage the disbursement of the compensation funds, which had torn the people apart. Of course, you tear them apart. It's money. Even though poor people and money. Just money. Nobody is talking about freedom, which is key. So money. Just give us money, please. Compensation. From Ajib, from Shell, from Exxon, from Mobil. The unknown gunmen were said to have stormed the community on Friday. It was gathered that they arrived in the area on a speedboat through the community's river. The gunmen were said to have caused panic in the community by firing gunshots into the air to scare the residents. Residents were said to have fled to many directions for safety as the gunmen invaded the residence of Daukia, where they took him. They abducted him from there. Welcome to the life of resource control. You go after resource control and you lose control of your brain and common sense. That's what happens in that part of the world. It's not an insult, it's the truth. And here we speak it. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. I don't give a damn if you like what we say or not. As long as it's the truth, we preach it. Answer Odin Society of the Zoo has appealed, which is an Islamic group, has appealed to their brothers, Boko Haram insurgents, to sheath their sword and allow peace to reign in the zoo. Because they are now in power, they are now in charge. A total Islamization is in place. They are now begging them. It congratulated the Muslims for successful completion of Ramadan and urged the Islamic faithful worldwide to embrace the righteous ways displayed during Ramadan, which means killing and more suicide bombing. That's what it means. Everywhere there is suicide bombing, there is chaos around the world, is Muslims and Islam that is causing it. No other religion, only them. as the Bible said, they are like wild donkeys. Wild. You can never tame them. Never. Youth unemployment frightens me, according to the terrorist and pedophile. Buhari, that's who we mean. Terrorist and pedophile. The terrorist and pedophile Muhammadu Buhari has taken a swipe at state governors, accusing them of financial recklessness, which identified as one of the factors inhibiting the ability to pay workers' salaries. Apparently unhappy, Buhari said the state government's inability to meet up this obligation to its workers was shameful. Why are you begging them to pay? Is there no law? Do you know there is no law compelling a governor to pay salaries? You know that? Since, the essence of having House of Assembly or National Assembly is to make law. When you are going through day to day in life, you encounter problems, you make laws to fix it. Any sensible person would have thought that since paying salary is an issue, you make a law at a federal level, making it a criminal offense for any governor not to pay the workers. Isn't that very simple? Or you set up a scheme whereby worker salaries will automatically via electronic system be wired into the accounts every month, as they do in other civilized part of the world, but not in the zoo. They will never make that law. But why do you have House of Assembly? Why do you have House of Reps and House of Senate if you can't make laws to change or to correct societal ill? The money is there. The governors have refused to pay the workers. They are diverting the money, siphoning it abroad to save for their children. Then the question is, why can't you? Oh, no, you can't. Because we don't know what we're supposed to be doing. We are here to share national cake. We're not here to make laws. It's to share national cake. Do you see how foolish they are in that zoo called Nigeria? Now you know. Now you know. Unemployment frightens me, and it should frighten you, because a lot of young people are unemployed. Very much unemployed. Why are they unemployed? Because of the wickedness and the evil of men like Buhari. How much did you steal from PTF, Petroleum Trust Fund, Buhari? You're claiming you're fighting corruption. How much did you steal from Petroleum Trust Fund, I ask you? Tell Obama, tell Americans when you see them. Because we have the dossier on you. When the time comes to do justice to it. Another governor is in trouble in Osun State. Muslims there are saying yesterday, when they gathered to celebrate Eid al-Fitr, marking the end of this year's Ramadan fast, Chief Imam of Osobo land, Sheikh Musa Animashaun, admonished residents not to blame Governor Rauf Aregbesola for the delay in payment of salaries to civil servants in the state. Yoruba, his name is Sheikh Musa Animashaun. You don't know if they're Christians, you don't know if they're Muslims. Classic trait of betrayers and backstabbers. This very man, the chief imam, is now defending the governor. What is the problem? Don't you get any money? You get money. Jonathan prioritized the payment of workers, gave them money, but they siphoned it to do something else. Very sad indeed. This is Radio Biafra. There is growing worry among Akwa Ibom people concerning the whereabouts of the private jet, a Gulfstream G450, purchased through controversial circumstances for Akwa Ibom state government by the former governor, now Senator Godswill Obot Akpabio. Akpabio used the name of a foreign bank in Ohio, United States of America, to bid and purchase the aircraft, but registered it in the zoo in the name of Akwa Ibom state government. Curiously, the 45 million earmarked by the former governor for the purchase of the plane was 3 times higher than the same model bought by private individuals in the zoo. Even Akpabio. Hey, yeah. Corruption everywhere. Even Akpabio. Oh, this is our country, in our nation. Can you please close Radio Biafra down? This is our nation, Nigeria. It has to be a nation because we move forward together, move forward in fraud and corruption. Moving forward in duplicitousness, thievery, and criminality. People are criminals. You inflate the price of an aircraft. Where is the rest of the money? You are owing teacher's salary. You're going to buy aircraft for $45 million. I want the whole world to hear this. They ask us, why wouldn't we be away from such animals? The mentality that drives such people, why shouldn't you run away from it? Will you want to be a Nigerian under this circumstance? Where people do not reason very well? Very sad indeed. We continue. The International Reporting Project of Johns Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies, USA, has selected 12 senior editors and producers, including a baboon from the zoo, Mr. Chido Onoma, to understudy Kenya. Onoma, who is the coordinator of African Center for Media and Information Literacy, Abuja, in a statement said the media practitioners were picked from across the world to participate in IRP's Gatekeeper Editor Program. It's when that the IRP has sent over 400 journalists to over 100 countries to report on global issues, and that it organized 16 of such since 2000. He said the trip from June 17 to 26, 2012 is part of the special IRP. When was this? No, it's the 2012 news. It's way too late. Way too late. Way too late. How David Mark doubled as National Assembly budget and enthroned secrecy, of course, because of corruption. Why do you need secrecy and darkness like the zoo, corruption, when you have the likes of Radio Biafra exposing it? They are not happy about it. By the time the curtain fell on the 7th session of the zoo assembly in June, one of the most prominent characters of that era, who retreated backstage as a member of the 8th session after his party became a minority, is former Senate President David Mark. Mr. Mark, this is the man that if you're a girl looking for a work at the steel complex in Alaja, I think he has about 8, there are 8 government corporations in the zoo, most of them moribund. If you want to get a job there as a little girl, they will tell you, you need a letter from the Senate President. Then as a very pretty young girl, you go to Senate President. By the time you leave, you have been turned into a prostitute because you must sleep with him before he gives you any letter of commendation for employment. Ask him if I'm lying now. Ask him if I'm lying. I'm telling you what happens. I know somebody personally that went to look for a job. They said you have to travel to Abuja and see David Marco. It depends on if you make him happy now, you will give you a letter. You come and get the job. I'm telling you the truth. These are the useless. That is why they want the zoo to remain in poverty. As they remain in poverty, little girls will get ever desperate. Young men will go into armed robbery. And then the zoo will continue to trudge along the way it's been going. A bit of stealing here, a bit of halted there, a bit of this and that, and they stumble along. And the funniest part of it is that any girl that they have quite useless can no longer be a radical, can no longer think straight. If you tell them about freedom, they will tell you you don't know what they're talking about. That is how evil that place is. Evil place is satanic. The world don't know what is going on. The zoo called Nigeria is the dwelling place of Lucifer. Lucifer is there. And they don't come more evil than the ex-Senate President, David Mark. I wonder how many young women he has passed disease to. I wonder. I'm telling you. That zoo, people don't understand what is going on there, you know. It's open, it's blatant, very, very. Do you want a job, young girl? Go and see the Senate President. Go and see him. You get a job. Advice to the zoo president, terrorist and pedophile Buhari to close BBC Hausa service first before closing Radio Biafra. According who wrote this thing, his name is, what's his name again? Is his name here? I can't see it. I can't see the name. Let me see. It wasn't here, but I saw the name earlier. But let's continue. Claims that the pedophile and terrorist Buhari made anti-Igbo comments during an interview on BBC Hausa service is a very bad development for the zoo, according to a statement issued by Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu. The recent accusation was made on the pirate radio station Radio Biafra, which was supposedly shut down by the zoo government 3 days ago. However, the latest report said that the radio station continues to broadcast in the southern part of the zoo. Please, Mr. President, according to this very person that wrote in, this call is coming from the Niger Delta youths. This amount of injustice to the people, for the president to be addressing only a section of the people in the country, it was the whole country that agreed that you become the president of this country because you have huge support from your northern kinsmen, does not mean you favor your northern brothers more than other regions. Remember that the resources you are now putting in the hands of your kinsmen are from our land. Niger Delta accounts for 90% of Nigeria's budget. So you must 90% of the zoo's budget. So you must respect us and stop your bias and partiality to the people of the South. What I'm calling you to do is to fight Boko Haram. You said in your campaign that you will wipe out Boko Haram in 60 days. But up until now, nothing has been done to stop the killing of innocent baboons and monkeys. He calls them Nigerians, but to me it's baboons and monkeys. Or Gaza, face your job and with determination, because the zoo of today is not the zoo of 1983 technology. Not in the dark days of Idi Agbon. We are no longer fools. We are watching. Time is everything. Don't waste time. A good and transparent president must be open, loyal to the people of his country by operating in an accountable manner and on good governance. You must not limit your appointment to only people from your family and region. No, he's taking his son now to America, down the route to America, to one section of the country. It is not only the North that need the benefit from oil resources of the Niger Delta. Attention must be given to every region and all groups. The president is for everyone, both for the poor and for the rich, for the North and for the South, for big and for small. Please, sir, correct this error quickly, or more people will be dismayed and confused with the direction you are leading this zoo to. Presidents come, presidents go, the nation remains. Your Excellency, sir, fulfill your campaign promise to the average baboon and monkey so that they can have food on their table. There are no jobs for the youths. Almost 40 million, about 70% of the youths, men and women, are unemployed in the zoo. The world doesn't know this, do you? 70% of your, what is that? 80% no job. They won't tackle it. They can't do anything. Still be talking about radio. How can they tackle when there's no electricity? What can they do? Women are still suffering and crying. The children are dying of hunger and pain. Many are being killed by Boko Haram. Mr. Buhari or the pedophile himself, you are still smiling. What are you doing? You have to do something urgent. You have to appoint ministers and focus on your job to do better jobs for lots of baboons and monkeys who elected you to lead this nation. Thank you, Mr. President. I wish you the best, but forget about closing down Radio Biafra. Better you start with BBC Hausa service. This injustice must stop. Somebody actually writing a bit of sense. And this very evening we must continue. The Supreme Council of Indigenous People of Biafra, which doesn't exist, for information, another concoction, has disassociated itself from the brains behind Radio Biafra and the operations, which it said this is Bilie Human Rights Initiative. They no longer answer their name because it is disgraceful. They want to answer our own IPOB because we've suffered and built the reputation of IPOB. They want to destroy it. Ndioshi. They no longer answer. In fact, let me just start the news again. Bilie Human Rights Initiative has disassociated itself from the brains behind Radio Biafra and their operations, which is said we are inciting belligerent and full of hate speeches. They say we preach hate. You've been listening since. What is the hate? You hate me and I hate you back. Is that hate speech? We have no business with any group or individual not operating under our customary law and in obedience to the laws of Nigeria. They are good Nigerians. They respect the laws of Nigeria. Bilie Human Rights Initiative. In a statement signed by Dr. Dozie Ike Dife, the pro-Biafra group said that the pressure group did not believe in threat or wars, illegality, insults, or abuse of individuals or groups in pursuit of self-determination for indigenous people anywhere. The leadership of the indigenous people, of Bilie Human Rights Initiative, under the customary laws, in obedience to the laws of Nigeria, do not subscribe to violence, rough, abusive language. We know that the law has created a wide window, indeed a door, for actualizing self-determination for the people, not just of Biafra, but for many other indigenous groups, according to Ikedife of Bilie Human Rights Initiative. They are answering our name because they want to destroy it. They are working with Nigeria. I have a picture of him here. If you go to Biafra Herald, you will see it. Shaking the hands of Buhari. He wants to congratulate Buhari for winning. And they are fighting for Biafra indeed. That's how it turns out. That concludes our news this very evening. Wherever you are, please prepare to make your calls known to us. If you call Radio Biafra, of course, we will take your call. We are live and we are direct, and everywhere around this earth is reverberating and shaking. We are also on WhatsApp. We are also on the coordinator's line. However you have chosen to come to us, we will take your call. Let's go and see. This is a caller. Let's see who it is. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Yes, my director. Good evening, director.
Good evening to you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is AGK Asewu. I'm calling from Aba.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Okay, director, I want to, first of all, thank you so much. I want to tell you that Chuko Kike Abiyama will always be your God. I want to tell you that you will live and see what Biafra will become of. Director, everybody in Aba, everybody in the whole of Aba is giving you praise and the good work you are doing. And I want to also rest assure you that you have nothing to fear, that the zoo or anything will, anybody or the zoo police will have nothing to do with you. You will live and see Biafra, my director. And I want to encourage everybody that is living, near Omoma Road, those who come out at the meeting we did, to also come out like that again. It was encouraging. And I thank all of them for their good work. Director, I can assure you that in Omoma Road precisely, you have people who are standing beside you.
I know.
All of them are always waiting for the time you say us go ahead.
I know. Omoma Road is very strong.
That is living near Omoma Road, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, and those of them that is living in Omoma Road, this is the number. Those of them that is living in Omoma Road, this is the number to call so that you will join. The number is 070 64 56 78 17. Thank you, my director, and keep on the good work.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much for that. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are also direct. People are calling us and we must take their call. I have a caller now on the phone. Give us your name and where you are. This is Radio Biafra. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yeah, Director, good evening.
Good evening to you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chijoke Okike. I'm calling from Igbocha.
From Igbocha. Is Igbocha live? Please, I want to know.
Yeah, Igbocha is a very clear now, but it's in the evening and back and forth. Isn't it? In the network.
No. Hold on. I'm asking you a question. Is Igbocha clear right now as you're listening? That's what I want to know.
Yes. Igbocha is live now.
Wonderful. Please go ahead. That's what I want to know. Go ahead.
Okay, Director, I just want to congratulate you for the good work you are doing for Biafra people.
I thank you,
and I say that Chuko Kike Abiyama will continue to bless you and guide even your family.
You say?
No weapon unfortunately against you or your family shall prosper.
You say?
So I just want to congratulate you and I say you should continue the good work.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Madam Brother. Thank you very, very much. I have a caller on Skype. Can you hear me? The caller on Skype, can you hear me? They cannot hear me. They cannot hear me. Let's go to the phone line again to see who is there. I have a caller on Skype, but they can't hear me. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello, good evening, Director.
Good evening to you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chukwudi. I'm calling from Igbocha, sir.
Igbocha is very strong. Thank you very much. Please go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead.
Director, I want to thank you for all you have been doing to us Biafran.
We thank Chukwu Abiyama.
Honestly, I don't know how to thank you, but Chukwu Abiyama bless you and your family and bless every one of you that is fighting for us, Biafra.
You say?
But honestly, Father, we are waiting for you, Daddy. We are waiting for you to give us order, Daddy. We are waiting for you. We don't need to do. We are disciplined people, Daddy. We are waiting for you to give just order. Just give us order that we will destroy the whole zone. We are ready to destroy the zone, Daddy. we are ready that we cannot act on our own. We are waiting for your order that please, Father, give us order to destroy the zone. I know that we are planning, we are waiting for something, but Father, we are ready here to go. Ugwacha is ready to move. Thank you so much. I greet you, Chemo, for Imam Mezu, every one of you there that is fighting for this Biafra. I pray in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama that Biafra is already here and God will restore Biafra. I pray in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama. Thank you, Director.
Ise. Thank you very much. Onitsha is on. Oh, that very strong sector is also on. The impregnable Asaba is on. Of course, we have to be. Newi. I hope that the Premium Times reporter, you're still at Newi. You will hear that we are live. We are unjammable. Why we went off satellite was because you bought over Satlink. You know, they don't hear. How they can they have name? I don't know why the journalists in the zoo, they don't investigate, they don't ask questions. Any rubbish they see, they write. RR Media bought over Satlink, Communications of Israel. And they switched us off because the zoo bought the company over. The company is now effectively owned by the baboons and monkeys coming from the Zoological Republic. That is why. Not for anything else. You cannot jam Radio Biafra. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Oh, turn your system down. I am disappointed. Turn it down. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Director, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, my name is Friday Sunday. I'm calling from Igbo. I'm from Akwa Ibom State.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yes, right now I'm listening to Radio Biafra live as Igbo. And Director, I want to commend you for all the good things they have done to the people of Biafra. And I pray that God will give you direction and He will continue to reach you till we get down to our freedom.
You say?
Director, there is something again that I needed to ask. Because I sent some information to my state, Akwa Ibom State, and I buy some satellite and radio down. They say they have not been able to get Radio Biafra in Uyo, in my local government. So please, Director, I know there's so many things to put in play, but please help direct the engineer to find what they will do concerning Akwa Ibom State so that they will not be behind. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, and bless you too. We have more information on the company that turned us off air. This is the company. They are the RR. Thank you very much. Philip Buchi Chira, thank you very much for this. The name of the company that turned off Radio Biafra signal from Israel is RR Media. They started in 1981. Their headquarters is the Airport Business Park. Their chief executive officer is Avi Cohen. He's the chairman. And, the CEO is Avi Cohen. The chairman is Dr. Shlomo. They were sold for $19 million only this June. Jununka. They sold it for $19 million. They host the American government. I'm sure that Dangote bought this company for 19. Listen, to stop tiny Radio Biafra. The journalists in the zoo, they don't listen to us. I wish they can investigate. To stop Radio Biafra, they had to go and buy a company for $19 million. They bought that company in June, last month, just to stop Radio Biafra. 19 million. Now, they say they have customers like BBC, NBC, Playboy, CNN, Fox, and Euronews, Eurosport, all the rest of them, France 24, all the rest of them. They have them. These are the people that we are on the same platform with before. And they are listed also in NASDAQ. Their shareholders are hidden. I bet if you check the shareholders of this company, you see a Hausa Fulani people in it. Are you listening? Are you listening? We are formidable, I told you. We have reporters everywhere. Citizen reporters. There is nothing, no information we want on anybody we can. I'm giving you something I just received live, not up to 5 minutes ago. He inboxed me. I said to him, give me information on this company. It's here. Only in June, our WhatsApp people bought this company. they have hidden their shareholders. And once they bought RR, they moved immediately to Israel and bought Satlink. They did not go to Israel direct to buy Satlink. They had to go to America to buy RR Media. Once they bought it, they now moved to Israel, took over Satlink, and that was the end of it. That was Radio Biafra gone. Let me tell you, when you're playing with us, you are playing with fire. The zoo has collapsed already. The zoo has fallen already. People should stop playing with us because we are formidable. Very, very formidable, I tell you. Unstoppable at that as well. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct. I still have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me? The caller on the phone. No, they cannot hear me. They were still there hanging on. Our Skype is open. Radio Biafra 4. Radio Biafra 4. That is what we have on Skype. Radio Biafra 4. Let me go to WhatsApp to see who is there. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, what is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Mary. I'm calling you from India.
From India. What is your name, please?
It's Mary. Mary.
Okay, thank you.
Mary.
Please. Yes, go ahead. Hello?
Hello?
I can hear you. Please, can you go ahead? We are waiting.
Actually, I'm Indian, but my husband is an Igbo man. He's a Biafran man.
Your husband is a Biafran. You're calling from India. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So here we just noticed that even in India embassy, in Nigerian embassy here, people are using the embassy as their mosque. So, and Igbo people are suffering in this country because of that issue.
They are using the embassy of the zoo called Nigeria as a mosque in India. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Now, thank you very much for that. Thank you. So you can hear it very well. The embassy of the zoo is a mosque in Delhi. It's a mosque. Embassy. One Nigeria indeed. The caller on Skype. Thank you very much, brother sister. The caller on Skype. Can you hear me? The caller on Skype. Can you? My goodness me. The caller on Skype. Can you hear me? I don't know what is going on today with our Skype. I don't know what is happening. The caller on Skype, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you very much. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Nnamdi Kanu. I'm calling you from Malaysia.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead. And
I'm originally from Anambra State in the land of Biafra, Okija to be precise. Actually, sir, I want to thank you for what you've been doing. As in, what you've been doing has really made everyone to arise and know that this is what they are supposed to do. So I really thank you, and Shuku Obiama will continue to bless and guide you and your family. That is what I have to say for now, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. I welcome that. Thank you very, very much. Let us go to the phone line to see who is there. I have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra. The caller on the phone, your name and where you're calling from? They didn't stay long, did they? The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chibueze Madoka. I'm calling from Mpo.
Mpo is very strong. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Sir, I thank you and I thank you, our able deputy director. Thank all the IPOB worldwide.
Thank you very much.
Yesterday, in fact, I had a serious headache. I had to call our I have to call our IPO coordinator.
Yes.
That was happening. So he detailed me. Then just after some minutes, my wife called me that she saw that headline on the newspaper, this and that they have closed the Radio Biafra. They locked they arrested our engineer at Enugu, took him to Abuja. Then I called our IPO again. I called our coordinator again. That what am I hearing? He said I should forget about this type of propaganda, Nigeria propaganda. So then after that he says, so I want to use this opportunity. I said because all these things, tomorrow we have our meeting because we received the text because there are some that have not gotten the information. So tomorrow by 2 o'clock, our coordinator have told us that we have meeting tomorrow. So director, please, we are very, very happy with you. And we know that this cause is the cause of Chukwu Abiyama himself.
Of course.
When we had this thing that Buhari had to take the money he got from the oil of Biafra land to go and stop Radio Biafra, he's playing with his death. And whoever is doing that, they are all playing with their life and their death because this oil money, I think there is a mineral resources in Zamfara. They don't put it in Nigeria wealth. But all the crude oil that comes from my own father's land in Imo State, they carry the pipe, they lay the pipe from there to Bayelsa. Then the pipe from Adia State to Bayelsa. So that because if they are drilling the oil from Imo State, we will attack them. If they drill the oil from Bayelsa, from Adia State, we will attack them. They took everything to Bayelsa. Then they call it Bayelsa oil. And our brethren that are Bayelsans, thinking that it's because of oil we are attacking them, we are luring to them, we want all of us to unite. Forgetting that we are from one father and from one mother. They are messing themselves up. If they don't heed to your call, and if the pipe is cut off from Imo State, from out there, they will see that all those oil they are talking about, they will know that it comes from somewhere. Because the highest gas that is flowing in this country is from Imo State, from Ebema. The highest gas they are looking, both to that is so-called Dangote. All this is from Ebema, which I know very well. But they laid it from under the ground to Bayelsa, so that they think that all the oil was coming from that place. Very terrible deceit. Obasa don't know about it. Buhari know about it. Pretend they knew about it. All this is they are doing it to deceive themselves. So, Director, we are very much behind you. We are vowed with our own life. By the power of the Chukwu Abiyama, Biafra will come, whether they like it or not. And if a company in Israel could look for their own brother, their own blood brother, sell their company to stop the Radio Biafra, their own blood brother.
No, it's a business. It's not their fault. Let me tell you what Hausa Fulani did. Hausa Fulani, first of all, went to America and bought over a company called R Media. 2 R's. R Media. They bought that company in June. Once Hausa bought that company in June, that company came and took over Satlink in Israel. So they turned it off. And the old management, the Israelis we were working with, they didn't know that what these people were going to do. They didn't know that the reason why they bought Satlink was to stop Radio Biafra. That is the only reason why Hausa committed nearly $20 million to the purchase of R Media. Unbelievable. Is it 20 billion? I think it was. They have wasted so much money just to stop Radio Biafra. That's how sad it is. So it's not the fault of the Israelis that ran Satlink. They didn't know that R Media coming from America to buy them over had it in mind to stop Radio Biafra. It's not their fault. I can't blame them.
Okay, sir. So I also want to say, I want to chip in something here. You, the Igbo speaking Biafrans, what are you people doing? I think one of you, I asked one Igbo man today, that you listen to Radio Biafra? He said, yes, sometimes you listen to it. I said, you listen to it? He said, yes. I said, okay. You belong to IPOB? He said, no. But if Biafra come tomorrow, will you be a Biafra? He said, yes. I laughed. I said, you are deceiving yourself. I think it is an Igbo Biafran that carried $100 million to give to Winners Church, Winners Chapel. But all these things are happening. They carry their big stomach, keeping quiet. They want to have, after the food is cooked, then they will balance to eat. Let them hear me very, very well. If not for this Radio Biafra, by now, there wouldn't have been anything like a market. There wouldn't have been anything like a market. All this is they're talking. Because Buhari himself is an evil incarnate himself. I lived in the north. I know them very, very well. His mind was to Islamize this country. And it's because of this Radio Biafra that have exposed them in every angle. That is why they have not carried their ambition out. For whether they like it or not, they will never succeed. And I'm calling on all the Igbo people that have the money, because one person, one Igbo man alone can finance this project. But they keep quiet. Innocent, you are there, you keep quiet. Yes, capital oil, you are there, you keep quiet. Kickers, all of you, you know yourself, you are there. And you are the senior son. You are the firstborn of Uri. You don't want to fight the cause of your fatherland. You leave your brothers to be suffering. I'm calling on all you Igbo speaking people. And those saboteurs that call themselves saboteurs, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for your generation. So, Director, we're happy with what you are doing. And by the power of Chukwu Abiyama, we are 100% behind you. Go ahead. I think Yoruba, as they celebrated yesterday, they were just making party. The criminal pastors and the criminal so-called, they are merchandising themselves in the name of Christianity. Thunder way, fire them. All their evil prayers have gone back to them and their families. God will continue to expose them. Chukwu will continue to expose them. And all the Biafra money they are eating the blood of the Biafrans, and the consequence will go back to them in the name of Yahweh.
Ise. Thank you very much. I can confirm that Owerri is live. If you have relatives in Owerri, call them, tell them to go to 102.1. As always, we are live in Owerri. Aboga Hausa is in trouble. Very serious trouble, isn't it? Owerri is live. Had we been live, Nama Hausa the other day, they are very lucky. Maybe that's how Chukwuemeka wanted it. The caller on Skype, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you direct, loud and clear, my director.
Thank you very much. What is your name and where are you calling from, please?
This is Chukwu, calling from Amsterdam, coordinator.
What is your full name? You should know the protocol. What is your full name on Radio
Chukwu Jimba, calling from Amsterdam.
That's better. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Director, I just want to congratulate you in everything you are doing.
We thank Chukwu Abiyama and IPOB. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Or got anything the enemy is doing, they are just grumbling. They will fall, all of them, one by one.
Of course.
Because we are determined to die, according to the word they say. I use it always. We are dying already. We are already dead. We are not alive again. So I don't know what they are doing. So anything where they like, let them try to do. But all what we know is that life or dead or Biafra, one, we choose one, only one. So Nigeria can do whatever they do. If they like, they go and buy heaven. They cannot stop this radio. They can try anything they like. I'm really encouraging everybody that is listening to this Radio Biafra to not go back. All those that where I go today, they just sit there making mockery of me that they arrested my director. I tell them, you people are just laughing. I tuned radio for them. That's why I've come late. I said, listen, this is the same person speaking. That is why I'm speaking this. All the brothers in Amsterdam, I'm calling all of you to come and merge, to come and support us for what we are doing. We are all Biafra. You cannot deny this. You are part of Biafra. So whatever you like, if you like, go up or go down. You people are supposed to come and join us and to make us too proud. I use this opportunity to announce our meeting tomorrow that is coming on 19. By Golden Leo, 4 o'clock, dot. Please, all the secret listeners for Amsterdam, come out. Come out. This is the time. Everybody are hearing what is happening in Africa, what is happening in the zoo. Come out and join us and see the truth and embrace the truth. May Chukwu Abiyama bless you, Director, and bless you, and bless Chukwu Uchemefo, and bless all the family of IPOB. Thank you, and God bless you. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, my brother, please. I don't know why people will be in civilized parts of the world and also be gossiping rather than depending on facts for their information. It is not possible. Any day I am arrested, you will know about it. Do you know how you will know? Because people will die. The army is on standby. Any day I am arrested, I have told them, don't come to look for me. Consider me a dead person. And then burn the zoo down. Destroy everything in your path, that they may know how serious we are. They think, they are just joking now. A civil defense, a roadblock. You are wasting your time on the other. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and direct. And to all those policemen that they asked to go and arrest people and they said they're not going anywhere and they were put in the guard room. You are suffering for something that is honorable and noble. We will not mention your names, but we know. Those of you that said they won't go to arrest anybody because they've not committed any crime, and your guy said that you put in the guard room, your guy is in our sight. Very, very soon, you won't see your guy anymore. Don't worry about it. If you come against us, we go against you. I say it openly, the word. You cannot be coming to my house with AK-47 and I'll be looking at you and be clapping for you. You are dreaming. We'll die together. Very soon you will see anyway. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? The caller on Skype, turn the system down, please. Be sensible. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Yes, please. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Regina Njoku. I'm calling from Scotland.
From Scotland. Thank you very much. The world is listening. Please go ahead.
Okay. Just to tell you that we are happy and we are very supportive of what we know you are doing. Actually, we were living in Kano for so many years. And I've been wondering, why is it that just anything that happens somewhere else, the people in the north will bear the consequences? We were always ready to run. So people that are not supportive of this is because they've not seen this sheer wickedness of the Hausa people. I have seen it. My kids were born there before I moved over to Scotland. So I know what you're saying. My husband knows we live there. We grew up there. So just to say thank you for this opportunity. Because these have brought to my understanding why all these things have been happening. I never knew because, you know, the war, nobody talked about it. But this Radio Biafra has made me to understand so many things that happened before I was even born. And if those things still continued up till now, I don't think it will ever be solved. And we are Igbo people. I know how our people behave. They want someone that, you know, they will hide behind, like you're always saying about them. All what you say is the truth. They are afraid of coming out to say, okay, I'm a Biafran and I'm proud of it. But you that have the courage, you have our support. We are ready because, like you say, there's no need being alive and you are not alive. There's no need. We are not alive. What we are living is not life. So, well done, well done, well done.
Thank you very much.
And most of the reason we call is to know if there's any family here in Scotland where we can join because we don't know how things are going. If there's any meeting, any gathering of the IPOB family meeting.
We do actually. We have a family meeting in Scotland. What we are going to do right now is I will try and take your Skype details and I will get the UK coordinator to give you a call or write you a message on Skype. That is what we are going to do. Once we do that, we have a family in Scotland and also our brother who has been very, very active as well as being financially active. We have many people there. So what I suggest we do is if you try and bear with me, they're not letting me to even get to your ID. No, they're not letting me at all. Just bear with me for a second and I will get somebody to either inbox to you the details of Onyebuchi, who's our overall UK coordinator, or better for one Onenyi to try and inbox you. Don't worry about that. And thank you very much for calling. And I can hear your husband's voice at the back.
Yes.
Tell him all my regards as well. I can hear him trying to guide you. He's a hardcore Biafran because he doesn't like the word Igbo either. Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you very much. I'm happy that you heard my voice from the behind because actually, believe me, in fact, I've come to know whom I am since I started listening to Radio Biafra because I remember 15 years ago when I was in Italy, sometimes when I move around, when the Italians ask me, where are you from? I'll tell them that I'm a Biafran. So, you know, having the dream that I know that one day Biafra will come to be. It is not a history, but it's a name that must surely stand. But one thing that pains me much about the Igbos, because even while this election was being conducted, I spoke to so many people not to vote this man, because I know that that man is a terrorist. I'm very, very sure of it.
Of course he is.
Yes. So, but you know how our people behave. I don't know the kind of mentality they have. Immediately they see some colors of naira, they will sell their rights. They will sell their birthright the way Esau sold his birthright because of ordinary things. But I know that we as Biafrans, we are very, very intelligent and we know what we can do. And I really want us to stand as one nation. It is a nation that the world we know that. Believe me, we are very proud of ourselves. Like I myself, I don't believe that anyone can intimidate me. I'm very, very gentle in reasoning, in everything. But when you want to step on my toes, I will tell you that it is not possible. And I'm ready to die at any time. That is my own policy. So please, let nothing discourage you. And I beg you, with the name of the God that we serve, never to step back from this thing that you have.
Never, ever. I can assure you. On my life, I can never, ever go back to go and do it. Never, ever. Thank you very much, the Njoko family.
Thank you very much, and God bless you. The God that we call will strengthen you in the name of the Biafrans, because I know that there are so many Biafrans that is behind you, and we are ready to combat and get our history back to life.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God help you.
Thank you very much. I love that combination, husband and wife. Did you hear the husband at the back tutoring the wife? Nasia, don't say Igbo, say Biafra. I love that. That goes to this gospel is sinking. And the gates of hell doesn't like it. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, Director.
Good evening to you.
Azubike.
Yes, Azubike. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Biafra land, Abia State.
Abia. Where in Abia? Is it Aba? Are you at Okwa West? Where exactly are you? Umweka. Thank you very much. Umweka. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Yes, my Director, I want to announce our meeting coming tomorrow morning by 3 o'clock at primary school, Umweka Primary School.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I will call my number now. Whoever that is want to join the meeting, let him call this number now.
Yes.
081 69 65 1470. I repeat, 081 69 65 1470. That is my number for anybody who may car or renter Islam, but not and south, anywhere around Islam. Call this number and you will meet me. So, Director, I want to remind you, people are calling me from Port Harcourt. If it is any coordinator from Port Harcourt, let him call his number so that there are many people there that is calling me that they want to join IPOB meeting. So let them call and announce their number on air so that people there will join. There are people there outside there.
Okay, so, that's no yes. Go ahead.
I thank you so much, Director.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam. Thank you very much. But this is Radio Biafra, please. We are live and direct. I had a caller before on Skype. Are you still there? The caller on Skype, can you hear me? The caller on Skype, can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. These people, you pick the call and then they disappear. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? No, they cannot. They're calling us with very weak line, please. I want give Tahamefle, please inbox me the telephone number of Igbo coordinator that I may announce it live on air, please. Live on air. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? Turn your system down. Turn it down completely. Turn your system down and then you speak to us. Your name and where you are, please.
Hello?
Yes, please. Give us your name and where you are. This is Radio Biafra.
Director, good evening. This is Chinedu Nwobodo calling from Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire.
Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Director, I want to thank you for what you have been doing. May Chukwuka bless you. And I want to comment on one particular issue because the other day I was listening on what the Yoruba guy from Ecuador was saying. I tried calling on IMO, but you didn't pick my call. I heard the Yoruba guy saying that the way you're talking, that if war starts in Nigeria again, now the UK will support Nigeria again to defeat Biafra. And I want you to tell him anytime he calls, tell him that when we Biafrans have not even seen anything, when you have not even opened the eyes, UK and Nigeria couldn't defeat Biafra. That if now UK can support Nigeria, we Biafra will defeat both UK and both Nigeria. That we are not a man can never be afraid of death because he was born to die one day.
Of course.
That is what I want to say. And all these Blair right human beings we are saying, Director, is high time. I can abandon my work here and step into Nigeria. It's high time we start killing them one by one, silent killing. So when the members hear that this person is down, all of them will reason well. How can they change their name to IPOB? Are they mad? Are they stupid? Huh? Are they stupid?
There are Igbo people now. Igbo.
For those useless people that I know, because that's one of those youth, they say the youth, Biafran youth, say that I know that no Biafran youth said all those things. They are just propaganda. They just they collected money and wrote that the Biafran youth. Where did they see the Biafran youth say that? I know that it's just propaganda, but one thing I want to assure them: when this march starts, we will kill all of them before we head to the Hausa Fulanis to kill them. And for Yorubas that is making noise, all this thing, the Yorubas will never forget that they have only two things in their life that is giving them money. Once the march starts, if Yoruba mess up, we'll go and bomb the Merota Mohammed Airport. Second, we'll bomb that tinker, that wharf. Yoruba is finished.
Of course, now they understand it very well. They understand it very, very well. They know there is no way we are going to stop what we are doing. That is one thing I want the world to know. We are not going to stop. We can never until Biafra comes, or we all die. We all perish. Sometimes I'm praying for them to be stupid, to arrest me. I pray for it. They will be chased about. Somebody have just written to us right now and I believe him completely and totally. Why do you think that Buhari took the son to America? Let me tell you why. According to Nana Okoroji, he said, Buhari took his son to USA. He inboxed me. Buhari took his son to USA maybe to hook his son up with one of Obama's daughters. Or maybe to introduce the son to his banker in the US to be handling his looted funds. And I believe the second one is Mushi. Are you telling me they will not see bankers in America? Those that will tell you, oh, don't worry, we can protect your investment. Bring it here. Or maybe to see those that they gave money to go and buy off Satlink, our communications. Is that not correct? People will abandon something as, as compelling as the truth. They begin to chase shadows. They begin to chase shadows. Very sad indeed. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and direct. Let me go to the phone line to see who is there. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Please stay where you are. I will come to you in a minute. I will come to you in a minute. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Who are you?
You're asking me who am I? You called Radio Biafra. I told you about Africa. So somebody called you and they're asking you, the receiver, who are you? Sorry, it's Africa. It happens. It happens sometimes. Somebody called. I picked up the phone. He's asking me, who are you? The caller on Skype, can you hear me?
Hello, good evening, Director.
Good evening to you. Turn your system down completely and totally. Turn it off. I can hear myself in the background. Turn your system off. You speak to us. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, Director, you're speaking to Jacob Benjamin, calling from South Africa.
Thank you very much. From South Africa, Benjamin. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, Jacob Benjamin from Imo State.
Thank you.
I'm very happy for what we are doing. I'm so much happy. By the time I heard that Radio Biafra was shut down, in fact, I felt sick. But I was browsing the internet every now and then, checking for Radio Biafra, and I see that it was streaming live yesterday. Undermining the network was bad due to the change in frequency. But I'm so much happy now that everything has come back live and direct.
Of course.
Let's tell the people of the zoo that they are doing in vain. The children of God must excel. This is Exodus. We must go to our promised land, whether the pedophile Buhari like it or not, whether the Ofemano people like it or not. We are heading to our promised, which is Biafra. We are never Nigerians. There is nothing like Nigeria. Nigeria is a fraud by the Britain. We are going to our promised land. So, Director, I'm so much happy. And I'm so much happy for what God is using you to do, enlightening people, teaching us, teaching those. So many people don't know where they are coming from. They don't know their roots. But with the help of Radio Biafra and the help of Chukwu Abiyama, many of them now know their roots. So I pray God that those who doesn't still know their roots, that God will bring it to their light and they will see this gospel truth that you are preaching here in Radio Biafra. So, Director, I so much. I thank you so much. I'm very happy. May God continue to bless you and your family. May God continue to strengthen you. No evil fashioned against you will ever prosper.
He said, we shall do so. We shall do so. The caller on Skype, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ifan Chukwu Igwe. I'm calling from Austria. I hail from Ebonyi State.
From Austria. You're calling us from Ebonyi State. Thank you very much. Sorry, you hail from Ebonyi, calling us from Austria. How can I mix it up, please?
State, Austria.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Sir, I wanted to thank you so much for all you have been doing for us. And I want to thank you, Chairman, for our deputy and Mazi, our barrister. And I want to appreciate all of you for all the great work you have been doing. And I thank you so much. So I want to use this opportunity and this time around to just pray a little prayer for you. Because the Bible said it's not by power, it's not by might, but by my spirit, says the Lord of hosts.
Yes, very briefly, very briefly, please. Very briefly. Go ahead.
Okay. Father, in the mighty name of Yahuwah, the creator of heaven and earth, I am that I am, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac and God of Jacob. Daddy, I adore you at this moment for the great and mighty things you have done. I adore you, King of heaven, for your love upon your children. I adore you for this great opportunity you have granted to your people. I adore you, King of heaven, because you have made it possible for Biafra, even your kingdom on earth, as your servant have declared, is going to be. Father, I adore you, King of heaven, for this moment. And I commit him, O King of heaven, and all the able members and many that are contributing to the building of this country once again to the able hand. King of heaven, and asking and praying, just as it is written in your word, that we should commit our way to your hand, and you are going to perfect it. King of heaven, we ask and pray, arise at this moment and perfect everything that pertains this cause for your glory, and let your name be exalted in the name of Jesus. That you said, seek my power, and we rely on your power, we rely on your strength. Just as your angel go and struck to death 185,000 soldiers of the king of Assyria, according to the book of Isaiah chapter 37 verse 36, and as your angel go in the book of Exodus chapter 12 verse 29 and struck to death the whole firstborn in the land of Egypt. O King of heaven, we ask and pray at this moment, arise, just as Elijah said, if I am a man of God, let fire come from heaven and consume your 50. Let the same fire come right now and consume as many, whether Bela right or whatever right they call themselves, the saboteurs in our country, in our land, even the Biafra, and as many that join themselves with the enemy to fight against your country and against your nation. O King of Heaven, let fire start to consume them right now in the mighty name of Yeshua. O King of Heaven, we ask and pray, just as it is written, that the battle did not belong to us, that it belonged to you. Oh Chukwa Biama, arise at this moment and defeat these people and put them unto shame to your glory, and let your name be blessed. Thank you, Daddy, for we know you have done it. Thank you, Father.
Thank you very much. Thank
in
you.
your Yeshua we pray.
Sir,
I wanted to comment on, I want to use this opportunity to call on all our brothers and sisters, mostly the spiritual people, some of them that claim to be a prophet or a prophetess or whatever you are. I thank God for some of them that are already coming up, but I still want to use this opportunity for to invite each and every one of them. Mostly, and some of us here in Europe. I also told some of our pastors, some of our Biafran pastors, and I told them, please, this is a good cause that we should join our hand, both in prayer and in coming out as well. Just as we do some demonstration, but some of them are not actually yielding to it. But I want to use this opportunity to also remind them that they should come out and let us join hand. This is a great cause, and it will be a very good thing that we all come out and join. And I also want to say that as men, because of some people that are still a member of Redeemed Christian Church of whatever they call it, and Deeper Life and this and that, they should see how God is disgracing them. It's not Pastor Kumi last time that said God have appointed Buhari to be the president of the country. This is how God have disgraced Kumi, because the Bible said, if anything which a man said,
yes, go ahead.
I am the one said, if that thing did not come to pass, it means I, the Almighty, I have not.
Your line is cutting. Your line is cutting. I don't know why. I have no idea as to why. Can you hear me? No. He cannot hear me. He cannot hear me. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Director.
Yes, please.
This is Ushukunwabu calling from Asaba.
From Asaba. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yes. I want to tell everybody that is listening that Biafra must hold and be established. I thank God that man of God is calling according to the scripture. We said that a time will come when the trigger side of Africa will rule the world. And when you come to the map of Africa, Nigeria is in the trigger side. When you turn the map of Africa as a gun, the map of Nigeria is on the trigger side, and on that trigger side is the map of Biafra. So nothing is holding Biafra to establish, not even Buhari or Hausa and other saboteurs. I'm fighting tooth and nail for Biafra, and it will be established. I'm congratulating you and supporting you in every aspect. I'm telling everybody to get ready. Even if I'm talking, my wife will say I will not go to war. I said, no, stop telling me that. I will go to war, and I will be successful, and I will come back. So that is what I'm trying to tell you. All of us in Asaba, we are ready. We are established, and it will come to pass.
Thank
you, Director.
Thank you very much.
My mission.
Thank you very much,
yes.
brother. Thank you very, very much, brother. Thank you. I'm going over to Skype now. I have somebody there. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra. Your name and where you are, please.
Okay, this is Amaka Wanebo. I hope you're talking to me, Director, right?
Thank you very much, mother sister. Yes, I'm talking to you. Please go ahead. We are listening.
Okay, Mazi, I want to
thank you.
Thank all Biafrans, those in diaspora and those in Biafra land, all over the world, wherever you are. Actually, I'm calling because my sister just called me from Biafra land, and she really, really aggravated me. because I have been telling them to listen to Radio Biafra. They seem not to be interested. I have been just screaming and talking and doing all the convincing. They seem not to want to know. Eventually, it's like I don't know, after the Buhari terrorists moved the Boko Haram down to Biafra land, that was a wake-up call. She called me and was screaming, hey, Amaka, stuff like that. I say, well, I have been telling you guys, you were not listening. Now, no man, typical Igbo man, another about some million to Obazuya. But anyway, the bottom line, they started listening, and I am so grateful because it has been, in short, on a Lima Anuaro before that they are not interested. Okay, she called me again and said that that they had on the news that Radio Biafra is down, that there were Biafran people being arrested by Buhari, blah, blah, blah. I was trying to tell her that it was all lies, that Nigeria news is known for telling lies. I was trying to, tell her the truth. These people that lived over that place, you always say is the devil territory, where only lies prevail. That's the only thing they know. Even when I'm telling her I am her sister, her blood sister, she was not even willing to listen to what I'm saying. She was telling me the lies, the news, what is going on, prevailing over there. And I'm trying to tell her, and I hope she's listening, because I tried to get her to listen to me and to listen to Radio Biafra. And I hope, Obi, I hope you are listening. I just hope, and the rest of you, all you my siblings, I hope you all are listening, because I keep saying it. I am saying it now. You are not listening. Olugwa, I will hang phone on you. And that time, don't say Amaka Wendeme, because you must be Obodo Igbo. You know, Agwakandi Obodo. Abu Okwamo onye ọcha, I am bụrụ onye America. I am a Biafran. That is where I pledge my allegiance. I'm a Biafran. So I am telling each and every one of you now, listen to Radio Biafra. Yoruba media is propaganda. They don't have our interest. Hausa media, they are propaganda. They are telling all lies. They don't have our interest. The only network, the only platform we have is Radio Biafra. It is our radio. It is our news. Listen to our news instead of all this propaganda. And I hope you guys are listening. And I have to just leave it at that. Director, I want to also thank you. I want to thank all your principal officers, what you guys are doing. In fact, I want to thank Chukwu Okike Abiyama, because you are just a hand of Chukwu Okike Abiyama. You are an instrument. All praise and glory be to him. And I see what our engineer is doing, the new technology out there, making it sure that everybody is listening to Radio Biafra. And I also want to tell all the Biafrans in Biafra land, please, this is our radio, this is our media. We are in a war. The battle is raging. And it is now for us to support this platform. Listen to our news. Listen to us. I don't know how else we can say this. We are doing all that we can to make sure that everybody is fine. Biafra is coming and we will all be okay. And Director, please, I want to use this opportunity to tell you, when Biafra comes, I know it's coming, I don't want to work in the government of Biafra. I do not want anything Biafra. I have a career. I can, find myself something. But I will want to serve Biafrans in the area of immigration, and when it comes to foreign diplomacy. I am eso na onye ndị ya confront ha, because we will have to fight for our nation. we will bring. I will be a part of the immigration. I will volunteer my time. I won't even ask Biafra to pay me. I won't do it for any pay. I will bring my time, my money to serve in that area of immigration because we have to seal our borders, make sure, because I know how it works. Okay? And when that time comes, we will also do what everybody is doing. And that's not being, hateful or whatever. But anyway, I don't even care how anybody wants to understand that. It's all about love for nation. I read one of your comments on Twitter that the greatest love is the love you have for your nation. I have come to understand that. Yes. It is love for your nation. Everybody loves their nation. I live in America here. I know how, when it comes to America, every American, it's all about their nation. So if I have to put my nation out there first, I think I'm on the right direction.
Of course.
So I just want to thank you once again for, devoting your time and letting God use you for this noble and wonderful enterprise that we're embarking on. Be assured, 1000% I will support you.
I know you.
Even if it means anything, I can be on the ground. I can't stand blood, so I'm not talking about shooting. I won't fight, but I will give my last dime to support Biafra. Udo Deara. All hail Biafra.
Thank you very much, Mother Sister. Thank you. Makawane, all the way from Georgia. I think it's Atlanta, Georgia as well. She's living in the USA. Thank you very, very much for that. Thank you. We are live and we are also direct. I don't know if my voice is going. The time now is 4 minutes past 10 here in London. And our people who are in Scotland, the Njoko family that called from Scotland, that very wonderful family. I have the telephone number for our Scotland coordinator, or at least Edinburgh coordinator. Is Chika, isn't it? Chika is the one coordinating. Thank you very much, Emekonyebuchi. Thank you. Our UK is very, very efficient. Very, very efficient coordinator he is. Emekonyebuchi. Very, very efficient. Chika is the one coordinating Edinburgh. Please, the Njoko family, listen very, very carefully. 07574739 051 for Scotland, please. Scotland, especially Edinburgh. Chika is our coordinator in Scotland. 075474739 Call that number, please. And for Igwocha, anybody, if you go to your coordinators meeting in Biafra land, I am not going to announce the number of a coordinator live on air. When you go to your when you go to a meeting, local meeting, ask for the coordinator's number. They will give it to you. I won't announce it live on air, please. You must try and understand and bear with me. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and direct. I don't know if the person on the phone can hear me. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Thank you very much. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chibika Mumba. I'm calling you from Asaba.
Thank you very much. Asaba is very, very strong. Please go ahead. We are listening.
Yeah, this is my first time.
Okay. And the line just went off. Owerri is back with us. We are told that Owerri is back live with us. We are trying to check the range. The number to call because we are live is +44 78 313 08376. Owerri is back. Okurawasa is finished. Aborawasa. I need to buy him lipstick, high heels, and handbag. Wherever he is now, perhaps he has gone in with his Awasa lover. We are live and we are also direct, please. You must try and bear with us. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? The caller on Skype, can you hear me? Yes, please. Repeat your name, please, and where you're calling from.
My name is Nnamdi calling from Biafran.
Are you being pursued by anybody? When are you also? My goodness, we're sounding as if somebody's running after him. I don't like it. I like men to speak like men, boys to speak like boys, not to speak with fear. I don't like it. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello, good evening, Director.
Good evening to you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chimobi Inachi. I'm calling from Aba.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
And I'm from Airborne State in Biafra land.
Thank you very much. Please go
Director,
ahead.
I want to use this opportunity to thank you for what you have been doing for us. Director, I want you to have confidence that there is nothing the zoo can do. Even everything that they are running around of breaking our transmitter so that we cannot get Radio Biafra anymore. I want to assure them that even to the last day, to Biafra we come, we will continue to receive Radio Biafra. And we strongly believe on you. We believe that they will never try anything to stop us, and we will stand to see the end of this journey that we have started. And I want to use this time to sign as a warning to them, because those of them who say that they are Biafran soldiers, they are Nigerian soldiers, the Jew soldiers, who are battling to people who are in IPOB, because if they ask you, are you a Biafran? If you say yes, you are a Biafran, they will start to tackle you. I want to use what happened in Slaughter 3 days ago to give them as a sign of warning. Because if they continue to tackle Biafrans, we will continue to tackle them. Despite their ammunition, we are not afraid of them. All I believe that the zoo must fall, and we will stand to win this battle. My father was a soldier during the Biafran War. He was a lieutenant colonel during the Biafran War. He fought for Biafra and he is still alive to today. And he strongly believes that even if war starts, so Director, I believe that we will fight this battle and win and come back alive. Thank you, Director. Keep on your good work. Bless you.
Ise, thank you very much for that. Thank you very, very much. This is Radio Biafra. I want confirmation from Owerri that Owerri is back on with us. I need confirmation. Enugu, we are coming. We are going to fix it. We will fix it without a shadow of a doubt. We will fix it. We are live and we are direct. Those of them saying that Radio Biafra is no longer on air, you are merely wasting your time. You want to dabble in a bit of gossip. Here we are live and unstoppable. Go and tell your master. You can waste your money buying every equipment from America. You can buy up every relay company in the world. That is your business. You can't stop us. We are unstoppable because we hate corruption. We hate oppression. We hate to see people in poverty. We don't like to see our people in pain. We don't. I tell you. No, we don't. We don't. Not in any way, shape, or form. We want our people to live in freedom, liberty. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? The caller on Skype, can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. Is it? The caller on Skype, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, Director.
Good evening to you.
My name is Daniel Ekwere calling you from Ibota, Port Harcourt. I'm a native of Ibibio land in Biafra land.
You are from Ibibio. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm so grateful to speak to you this night because I've been listening to Radio Biafra. Since the first day I was introduced to Radio Biafra, the very first day I listened to this station, I was gripped with fear. Why was I afraid? Because of the truth, because of the kind of exhibition of information that you exhibited to people. I'm so much grateful that such a fierce man can emerge in Biafra land. I used to talk about the existence of Radio Biafra before the re-emerge of this station. I'm so much grateful. when people talked about Radio Biafra last week, when they said that Radio Biafra had been jammed, I used to tell them that this station have a high technology. Last 3 days ago, I have to call the number of 01 to give them information about that the Radio Biafra is still on. And people began to believe that Radio Biafra is still in existence. I want to use this opportunity to inform all the Akwa Ibom people, especially the Igbo land, that this is not a joke. This is not a time of criticizing. Let us join us together and bring our glory back. My father used to tell me, when Biafra fought the first war. Hello?
We are listening to you. Go ahead. We are listening attentively. Please go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead.
My father used to tell me about the Biafra land when they fought the first war. We did not lose. Rather, the Zoology Republic of Nigeria came to know our advantage and embrace us back. This time around, we are ready. Let all the Bibo land, especially people living in Ibocha, should locate any of the IPOB and join, so that when this Biafra will want to march, that everybody should march. Yesterday, I had some of my brother visited me, and I was able to tell them about the Radio Biafra, and I was able to gather about some few people. So I want people from Ibibo land to come together. Let us not criticize. We should make this one of our priority this time. Thank you very much, Director.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. I like it. My admiration for Ibibio people knows no bounds. Anybody who knows me will know I'm very, very partial to them, because as I keep saying all the time, I know they will not let us down. They will not let us down. That I know for sure. There is no way they can let us down. We are everywhere, and our work is continuing. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct, and very shortly, of course, we shall be concluding our program. We've had to try and wait to see if Owerri is actually on. That is the problem. But Owerri is not on, unfortunately. It is on. They're telling me it is on, but some areas are not getting it. Some areas are not getting it, and we are working on it. We are working on it. Some areas are not getting it, and we shall do all we can to make sure that we get Radio Biafra this very evening in and around Owerri. Thank you very, very much. And our lines are here. They are open and people are calling us. I want confirmation where Owerri is getting to, please. I need confirmation. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Director.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Director, my name is Stephen Igbo, calling from Scotland.
From Scotland, thank you very much. Please go ahead.
I was listening when Mr. Njoku also called.
Okay, wonderful.
Lo and behold, you have already taken down the Chika's number in Scotland.
Yes.
Yeah, because that was one important thing I was about to ask. But let me go into the nitty-gritty of my call today, sir.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
First and foremost, Director Nnamdi Kanu, continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Most people will not understand the sacrifice. Obviously, when we spoke, the first time I spoke to you 3 years ago or 4 years ago, thereabout, I said I had to go and do my own investigation about you, my own homework about you. You know, yes. Let me state this categorically. There are many things you'll have done with your life. You're a elected man. I don't think if you want to do legit and illegit business, you don't have what it takes to do it.
Yes.
You know. So please, there are many people that you have really affected in this lifetime. I am one of them. You don't really understand what you're doing. I know you know what you're doing, but I'm not sure you know the magnitude. But I also know, I feel you know. You know, there are many things that you've affected in people's life, but the way they reason now, but, you know, you giving them a sense of understanding, dignity, and the rest. In my little girl's bedroom, you've got the Biafran flag, you know. I don't care what anybody says. I was explaining to my little girl what Jaga Jaga meant, because it's one of the songs that is being played, you know. And really, by the time you start breaking down what that country is all about, it is indeed a zoo. You know, so once again, I thank you very much for what you're doing. I don't want to say I'm behind you and by your side and what, you know, the normal thing people say. All I know is I believe in you. I believe in what you're doing. I see that your hands are open. They are clean. It's not all. I don't think that anyone that has got, you know, that sense of trying to find the right word. You've made me a human being. I now know who I am. You know. Thank you very much, Director. I will try and get in touch with Chika. I will do all it takes to join the train. Even if there are backlogs of things that I've missed out on, I will update myself, including my family, because I know at the end of the day, I want to be among those that will be counted. You've heard my name once again, Stephen Ikpohakone from Scotland. And I know my people in Aba, Obiomangwa, are listening to this voice.
Of course they are.
I am from Ohomekwesu. The name is meant to be Umekwensu, but from what I was told by my grandfather, we like switched it to Umekwensu to, you know, generate that little fear. I am Adventist by birth. That is also one thing that you've really stressed in my life. The only person I will have worshipped as a human being will have been my own father. And there is nothing I saw in his lifetime that was strange. So anything that has got to do with image, picture, once you have that kind of thing in your life, in your life as religion, to me, you're getting it wrong. I believe in God. I look up and I see Him. And Director, I wanted to correct you in one thing, even though I stand to be corrected. You said something a couple of days ago, a verse in the Bible, which you quoted, except it's quoted twice in the Bible. It was about he who looks after Israel shall not slumber, neither shall he sleep.
That's correct.
That part of the verse. From what I know, sir, and once again I stand to be corrected, it is Psalms 121. I think it's the tail end of Psalms 121. I lift up my eyes up to the hills.
That is correct.
From where does my help come?
You are complete. You are absolutely correct and completely on track this time around. I'm very, very grateful to you for that, for pointing it out. I can't remember, but I know that it is there in the scriptures. It's a verse I love very much. My dear brother, thank you very much. Call our brother Chika and go there. Make the Scotland meeting very, very strong. Thank you very, very much. I have a caller on Skype. I wonder if they're still there. Can they hear me?
Yes, I am here.
Thank you very much. Please, your name and where you're calling us from?
Okay, my name is Adeze Ezewani. I'm calling from Chicago, Illinois.
Illinois, Chicago. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
I am calling to say thank you very much for what you're doing. I am proud of you, and I am proud to be a Biafran. I was 9 when the war started. I was 9 years old. And we lived in Lagos. But it was a very traumatic time for me because we had to pretend, we supported the zoo. But in my heart and in my home, it was a different thing.
Yes.
And so for me as a child, it was really traumatic because I was afraid all the time. And But the spirit, because my father was a strong supporter of Biafra, even though we lived in Lagos throughout the war. And at a couple of times, he was actually picked up and locked up and later on released. So for me, it was really a hard time. And ever since then, even when I got older, I looked for literature about Biafra. I remember reading a book written by a BBC correspondent called, I can't remember if it's Susan Cronje or Elizabeth Cronje. I think it's Susan Cronje. And I read the details about Biafra and how everything happened. I understood it a little better. It made me very, very, very sad. And the spirit of Biafra kind of has always burnt in me. I've always believed in it as a cause. I come from Ibuzo. So, yes, and I know that many of my relatives, cousins, served in Biafra. I know they crossed the Niger to go fight in Biafra. And I remember one that everybody said he was a lion. He was a tiger at the war front. One of them, he died. And one of them came back home and is still alive today. So for me, Biafra has always been something close to my heart. I didn't experience it personally, but I know relatives who did. And I experienced it tangentially by being in Lagos and being very afraid and trying to pretend, because my father was told once in our neighborhood, not to come for the civil defense meeting because they said they wouldn't allow any Igbos. So as a 9-year-old child, it created.
Hold on a second, please. That is, and you are from Ibuzo, is that correct?
Yes, precisely.
You are from Ibuzo, and then they were telling your father not to come to civil defense meeting because they don't want Igbo people there. But
Correct.
Immediately after the war, they said you're no longer Igbo. Now you are Bendel. You are South. You are Niger Delta. So when it suits them, you are Igbo. When it doesn't, you are Niger Delta. That is the confusion I have with these people, you see.
I have never had that confusion. I had never had that confusion because my father grew up in the East. So he always knew we were Igbo. And I knew the history of my people. I know we came from Enugu area.
That's correct.
Which is in Anambra area. So I know that my father always told me the history of our people. So I don't know how my people could have migrated from the other side, and then I come to this side, and then you tell me I'm no longer Igbo. Yes, we may have had some Benin influence and all that, because it's always been known that people always settle along the banks of a river because of the water source. So there will be a commingling and intermingling of tribes, but I know that basically at the core we are Igbo. So, like I said, when this whole Biafra thing started, I'm one of the late joiners. My brother was the one who told me how to get to listen to it. And, I've always listened to it every day. And like you said, it's become an addiction. I mean, I can hardly go through the day without, just having, my laptop right by me listening to Radio Biafra. The last 2 days when we had problems connecting, I'm telling you, I felt the trauma all over again. I felt the sadness that I felt when I was 9 years old. I'm no longer a spring chicken. I mean, you can add if you do the math.
Of course.
Yes. So I felt that trauma all over again. It was like, oh my God, these people, are they about to crush us again? And I was really, really excited when we came back. I really thank you for what you're doing. I will look for IPOB in my area, and I will join.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I hope that is very clear. When they tell you Niger Delta, Delta State, Bendel, you know they're talking absolute rubbish. They're all Igbo. From a Wanke, once you leave Benin, you keep coming across the space, you will see a hill. Once you go up that hill and you come down, on the left-hand side, if you're coming towards Agbo, on the left-hand side, you will see the sign saying, Wanke, the proper name is Igbo Akare. That's the name. There's Obemudia that changed it because the mom is from there. Obemudia changed it. And mind you, for those of them that say, oh, I don't want to go into too much history. Ogbemudia is actually an Igbo name. Ogbe means friend. Ogbemu, my namesake is there. Ogbemudia. For your information, this is radio. Thank you very much, my dear sister. One and then you will get in touch with you very, very shortly because they have many things to say about us. But as they know very well, what we have been able to do, there is no other group of people from Africa can ever replicate it in their lives. There will never be a time again in the history of this world, in as far as I'm concerned, considering the behavior of our people, unless Biafra comes tomorrow, that a radio station from Africa or has predominantly African content will be more popular than BBC. It will never happen. That goes to show we have class and taste, resolute and determined. If it's the truth, we preach it. We don't care if you go back and cry. But even after crying, you will know that it is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because we are not here to tell you otherwise. The only people with difficulties understanding what we are doing are the children of darkness. Are those who don't appreciate, who don't understand, who cannot comprehend the magnitude of the mess that they're in. But we do. And we thank you very much for it. I thank you very much this evening for having listened to us. And that is where we maintain, rather very religiously, that indeed Biafra is our religion. That here on Radio Biafra is where we worship because Chukwokika Biama Benigwe, the maker of the heavens and the earth, is our creator and is going to guide, sustain, keep each and every one of you and your families safe and intact. But more importantly, Chukwokika Biama will bless Biafra. Thank you very much for listening. From me, from here, this very evening, it is good evening.